Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night of Friday Night Rivals. We open, as we love to do, with a shot from our sky view drone from Escambia High School. I am Christian Garman alongside Jeff Price, and of course, coming up in just a moment, sideline reporter Clayton Habecker. As I said, we're at Escambia High School. The Gators undefeated, 3-0 this season, and tonight they're going to try and take down the Dolphins of Gulf Breeze, who are starting a little bit slower at 1-3. Jeff, so it's been a great start for Escambia, as I said, 3-0, but tonight things really get going because now it's district time.
Yeah, so for Gulf Breeze, a little bit of a rough start this year, but the district, they come here on the road, they got an opportunity to make a statement and let people know they haven't gone anywhere yet this year. For Escambia, it's business as usual. This is looking like this might be the team Escambia can take to state. No doubt, this is a very good Escambia team, but your point is well taken. If Gulf Breeze were to find a way to pull off a win tonight, it would definitely send shockwaves up and down the Gulf Coast, a real statement possibility from the Dolphins. Meanwhile, as noted moments ago, Clayton Habecker is standing by with our first of many sideline reports this evening.
Thank you guys so much. Great to be here. Again, great weather conditions here for the football game tonight, but a sad storyline going into tonight's game is Coach Mike Davis. Coach Mike Davis was a coach for Escambia and also the culinary teacher here. He did suffer a stroke last week. He is still in the hospital under critical condition, but his family has set up a GoFundMe account. So needless to say, it's probably been an emotional week for coaches and players going into tonight's game. So in honor of Coach Davis, I got to say, Dolphins coming into a bowl with Gators could be a recipe for disaster. Back over to you guys.
All right, Clayton, thank you very much for that report and that story. We appreciate that very much. So, Jeff, let's talk about the Northwest Florida State keys to victory. It would be a very big victory for Gulf Breeze. What do they have to do to try and win tonight?
For Gulf Breeze, they've got to stop A.V. Smith in this air game they've got. I tell you what, it's going to be tough because A.V. Smith is a talented player. Only throwing 1 interception to 7 touchdowns this year. They got their hands full.
No doubt about that. So let's talk about Escambia. How do they keep things rolling and move to 4-0?
Well, if you remember, a few weeks ago we had Crestview and Escambia here. Crestview had a vaunted rushing attack, a lot like Gulf Breeze does. Escambia forced Crestview to throw the football, and Escambia blew them out. So probably going to be the same kind of game plan here tonight.
We'll see if that's what happens. It all starts to play out when we come back with kickoff and all the action. It's Friday Night Rivals, Gulf Breeze at Escambia, and it starts right after this. We are back. It is Friday Night Rivals, folks. Glad you're with us, of course. That's a live shot from our Skyview drone, and you can see the teams coming onto the field even as we speak. Here come the Gators, and Gulf Breeze about ready to break through, and they hope not only physically but metaphorically. They want to go ahead and get another win as they stand at 1-3, as we said. And, well, I think they're ready. Yeah, there they go. Here come the Dolphins. And Jeff, I mean, you know, Escambia has, it looks like in the first few weeks, as we show you the coin toss brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. Let's take a look at this. By the way, we'll get to that point with Jeff in just a moment. It is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and both schools have cancer survivors out on the field tonight as part of the coin toss. You can see on the right there. And let me tell you who we're talking about. From Gulf Breeze, Autumn Show, and from Escambia, Elliot Rawl. So that's certainly something very nice. And I can also tell you both schools raised money in that spirit all week long and made a donation earlier today jointly. So they made the donation together. So, Jeff, that's an awfully a great high note to start the evening on, and certainly we'll be talking about that throughout because that's going to be kind of the theme. Is it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and both schools are well aware of that and raising money this week.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that unfortunately we all know somebody, and whether it's our family or our friends, that has had cancer. Many forms of cancer, of course, but of course childhood cancer is never a good thing, and you know, it just breaks your heart. Me and you were talking about it before. It just breaks your heart to see, you know, those young people right there with cancer already. Yeah, but a very nice gesture from both schools. As we're ready to go, we will tell you that Gulf Breeze won the toss, and they elected to defer. So they're going to kick off, and we're going to get a chance to see that high-flying offense from Escambia right off the bat. A little bit of a pooch kick there, and that is where things will stop. And it looks like it's going to be great field position right off the bat here for Escambia. What was the thinking behind that kick, Jeff? Well, I mean, you've got so much dangerous talent back there to receive it. Of course, really any skill player for Escambia has got some unreal speed out there, and I think that's going to be the tough part for this Gulf Breeze defense. I think we know that Escambia is going to score some. I mean, it's can you handle what they're going to throw at you here, and there's so much speed when you go to JoJo Blackman and DT Gideon and these guys, Chris Hale, and then you got A.V. Smith, and don't forget about Frank Pizan in the backfield as a linebacker playing running back.
So talented, no doubt about it. So here we go. A.V. Smith is the talented senior quarterback ready to get going, and he's going to pass you on the first play. In fact, they want to strike big. They've got a man downfield, and he just overthrows him a little bit. That was JoJo Blackman, as you said, and they were trying to make a big play right off the bat, Jeff.
Yeah, I tell you what, but even better coverage right there by Kyron Evans, the senior, 6 foot 175 right there, step for Blackman. Of course, a near perfect throw for A.V. Smith, and that's one thing you need to expect from A.V. Smith tonight. He is pretty accurate. I mean, he is one of the more accurate quarterbacks in the area by far.
And, we see it on the field every single week because, as we said, they're 3-0. Very balanced attack from Escambia. They average about 200 yards on the ground and about 180 through the air each and every week. So that's pretty darn balanced attack, and I know that's what they're trying to do again tonight. This time they are going to bring it right up the middle, but does not look like Mr. Pizan's going anywhere. In fact, that's a big play for the Gulf Breeze defense and a significant loss.
Yeah, really good job right there by Michael Sorinsky. Of course, we had Gulf Breeze in week 1 against Navarre, and Sorinsky came out early in the game, and he fired off the ball and made a couple sacks right there. And young man, I tell you what, that's exactly what Gulf Breeze needs. But here's the big third down. And, of course, Escambia feels comfortable no matter what it is on third down because of the dynamic offense they have. But with Gulf Breeze playing man-to-man on the outside, you've got to be where you're supposed to right here.
After the loss of 5, now 3rd and 15. Looks like 2 wideouts opposite us and 1 right here on the short field. High snap handled nicely. Mr. Smith will scramble. He's got his man. Oh, could have been picked off. Wow, an opportunity there for an interception from Gulf Breeze. Not able to do it. Looks like, is that Kyron Evans who had a shot at that?
Kyron Evans and Leonard Brown kind of undercutting that route right there. Forced A.V. Smith to throw that ball a little bit higher. And Kyron Evans, tell you what, it hit him right in the numbers.
Yeah. Well, so we know this. As far as Gulf Breeze is concerned, that's a very good start to the game, a 3-and-out. Escambia went for the big payoff on the first play and then lost big yardage on the second play. So a 3-and-out situation, and Gulf Breeze is going to get the ball.
Yeah, with Gulf Breeze deferring and putting Escambia on offense, they really came through with that defense.
Yeah, that's big. It's a good-looking punt. And it gets a... Looks like Kyron Evans, who's everywhere, does go ahead and field it, not able to do much with it, took kind of a funky bounce, and that's where Gulf Breeze will start their attack also, like Escambia, with very good field position. They're going to start about the 37-yard line.
Boy, you got to think Kyron Evans was eyeballing those Escambia defenders running down there on punt because that ball popped up in the air like that. I thought he was going to let it go, which may have been the safer bet.
Agreed.
Especially when you're not calling a fair catch, so it is what it is. It all worked out for him.
Yep. So quarterback Rylan McCurdy, of course, is leading the Gulf Breeze offense. And he would love to get things going here fast and early. Looks like they're going to start right up the middle there. And that was Trevor Nelson who picks up a few.
Yeah, that's about a 4-yard gain right there for Trevor Nelson. And if they can get that all night, that's the type of offense Gulf Breeze is. Gulf Breeze is not as dynamic as they have been. Of course, we talked about Tyler Dittmer being gone now. Trevor Nelson is a fantastic running back, but Dittmer was just one of those guys that would break a tackle and he's gone. Like you just had to have multiple guys out there. And Nelson is a great running back. He's just a tough runner. So this Gulf Breeze team prides itself on its defense.
McCurdy's got his man there. A nice pass. Oh, that's a big pickup there. That very nice play, and that was Cole Hartley on the catch. And big pickup for Gulf Breeze.
Yeah, really nice play right there. I tell you what, even it's good to see Rylan McCurdy come out and make a nice, easy throw right there. A little bit of a seam almost, and it looked like maybe Escambia playing a little zone got caught right there, and Rylan McCurdy picks him apart.
It's a great pass, hit him in stride. They're able to get the 1st and 10 from Anderson Subaru. McCurdy's going to keep it this time. He's got some yardage too, and still on his feet. That's another big pickup. Pickup that looks like maybe 9, maybe even 10.
Yeah, Rylan McCurdy, I tell you what, he's not. He rushes a little bit. He's got over 30 carries this year. Hasn't reached 100 yards yet. But that's the one thing with him. He's got a couple touchdowns rushing the football as well. So you've got to keep your eyes in the backfield and not allow him to run free.
So that was a gain of 13, and it's another 1st and 10. Gulf Breeze with a fine start. This is just what the doctor ordered for the Dolphins. They're going to come right back with Nelson here. He also has a gain of maybe 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, really interesting package right there for Gulf Breeze. Looks like almost like a tight trips formation. And they really brought 2 or 3 of those guys down to cut across and cut back to block, and it really worked out really well. And I'll tell you another thing that I'm noticing, this Gulf Breeze O-line is trying to make a statement right here. As we talked about how good Escambia's defense has been. Of course, they shut out Crestview a few weeks ago, but Gulf Breeze really doesn't care. Gulf Breeze, once again, we talked about it, it's a district matchup for these guys, so everything's different.
Yeah. So 2nd down now and 5. McCurdy going to go back to the air. He has his man again. Threw a little behind him, so they weren't able to do much with it, but still a big pickup and quite possibly a 1st and 10.
Yeah, I tell you what, he threw it behind him right there, and Carson Hepworth did a really good job. Carson Hepworth's a backup quarterback for him as well.
Yeah.
But throwing it behind him was actually a good idea, as there was a linebacker sitting right there in the middle waiting on him. And I'll tell you what, Gulf Breeze is looking good to start this game so
far. Sure are. So it's another 1st and 10 inside the Synovus red zone, as a matter of fact. And they want to go back to the air. He's going. He's got his man in the end zone. A high catch. He may have got it. No, he comes down out of bounds. Did he make the catch?
Looks like he might have, but we got a flag on the field.
Okay. Boy, let's watch this again. Talk about ups. I mean, this is impressive.
Yeah, and double coverage, by the way.
Watch this. Look at that. Yeah, definitely, obviously way out of bounds, but an incredible effort. Wow, that was awesome.
We got a holding call against the Dolphins right here while we were showing you that replay.
So that's that hurts.
Yeah, possible big play, but the bigger part is the fact that you back up 10 yards now, and tell you what, that may have woke Escambia up a little bit.
Could be. I feel, who I feel really bad for right now? Synovus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. They're not in the red zone anymore.
Well, they got another chance to get their name called
back in. Well, that's true. That's
true. Work out. It's all
okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
It's on Gulf Breeze's shoulders.
So, 1st and long after the holding penalty there. Not much to that one. Just a run up the middle. Might have gotten 2 or 3, but it's going to be 3rd and long now, and things slowing down a skosh for the offense here from Gulf Breeze.
A skosh?
Yeah.
I like it.
You think I'm afraid to say skosh?
No.
I'll say it.
I'm just impressed.
Well, that makes sense. 2nd down, rather 3rd down, I believe. The marker on the field says, okay, it's 2nd down. My apologies. 2nd down and long. 2nd and 20. McCurdy's got his... Oh, we got to pull that in.
And he had a lot of room right there.
Yes, he did.
Boy,
that was Trevor Nelson out of the backfield, but he did throw a little high there. Threw it just a little high. Had him wide open, and I'm not sure he gets all 20 of them back, but he had a big gain coming. Skyview drone is up there. You can see the beautiful scene tonight from Escambia High School. This is, Jeff, the first time I think it feels just a touch like fall. It's still pretty darn warm, but it does feel a little better tonight than it has the other Friday nights.
Yeah, we're not going to get used to it. As we saw the weather report for next week, it's coming back up into the mid-90s. So, it is what it is.
3rd and long. Here's
play.
Nelson. Yeah, this time he is able to make the catch. Gets to about the 22-yard line, but the 1st down would have been all the way down at the 8. So Gulf Breeze will perhaps kick a field goal here.
Yeah, they're going to send the kicking unit on the field here. Interesting. This Crook looks like their primary field goal kicker.
He is trying to get a confirmation on that. Let's see here. This is long, folks. This will be about a 39-yarder. So this will be a heck of an effort, and that is Blaine Crook, who's a senior kicker. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up. Had the leg, no doubt about that. And just wide right. He had the distance, but just missed it a touch to the right. And so the drive stalls out. Escambia has taken over, and Gulf Breeze turns it over.
Everything looks so good until that holding penalty right there for Gulf Breeze.
You are so right.
They got into the Synovus red zone, and they couldn't handle the pressure of the Synovus red zone.
Now, okay, enough. Do you have a side deal with the folks from Synovus?
Look, Christian, when we go to break, we'll talk about it, all right?
All right, here we go. Escambia hoping for a better result. They went 3 and out their first time. They've got the ball at the 20. There's Pizant with big room and still on his feet. Just like that, folks, he may be gone. He is not easy to take down. They're able to do it after a very big gain, all the way down to the 35-yard line. We talked about it 3 weeks ago. That's a tough man to bring down.
Yeah, it really is. And of course, we talked about their Tennessee recruit. Well, now he committed to Middle Tennessee over in Murfreesboro, and I tell you what, man, that's a young man right there. You just don't want to get in the way of.
That's a 45-yard gain, so big doings for Escambia. Significantly better outcome than what we saw first time around, and again down at the 35-yard line. From the school of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, they come back to Pizant. This time he's not able to go anywhere. In fact, he's down pretty much at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And one thing you'll notice, looks like on both sides of the field here, Escambia running that stack formation right there where they have one receiver stacked behind the other one. And we saw them do that a few weeks ago, and it became Screen City when they started doing that. And I tell you what, it was something Crestview could not handle. And the thing is with that, if they don't throw the screen, that guy may take off and run deep. And when JoJo Blackman goes deep, it's tough to defend him.
I want to point out Screen City, one of my favorite shows. That was Michael J. Fox, right? Just a great show in the late 90s. I loved it. ABC.
Close enough.
2nd down and 8 now. A little nifty there on the handoff, but Gulf Breeze is not fooled, and a loss perhaps of a yard. 3rd down and about 7. Well, it looks like they're going to give him a gain of about a yard. It's a generous spot, in my opinion, but
nifty, but not nifty enough.
I'll do the clever stuff.
That's what I'm here is to piggyback off of you.
3rd down now and 6. Smith wants to go to the air. No, he's going to keep it, and why not? He's got a lot of room. He will get the first down. He's still on his feet. He goes out of bounds right at about the 21-yard line. So that's going to be an Anderson Subaru 1st and 10, and I'll wait for the spot. It's possible double whammy. Anderson Subaru 1st and 10, and maybe also a Synovus red zone situation.
It looks like it is right on the Synovus red zone, and Leonard Brown was the spy on that play right there, and you better have more than one spy on A.B. Smith. He will embarrass some folks tonight.
And it looks as though we've got a timeout on the field here, as you can see, with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left as this quarter is moving quick. We are going to take our first commercial break. Of course, it's Friday Night Rivals, and we are thrilled you're spending your Friday night with us. We'll be right back. Friday Night Rivals live from Escambia High School. It is Gulf Breeze at Escambia, and Escambia has got a 1st and 10 right at the 20-yard line. They're moving a little bit after a very big play a few minutes ago, 45-yard gain from Frank Pizant to get this drive rolling. Looks like Escambia's got four wideouts, but they're going to bring it right back to Pizant. No, they're not. I got fooled. A.B. Smith keeps it and picks up a few. He's really quick.
Yeah, and they run those, really sell those fakes so good.
Yeah. Look, it doesn't take much to fool me, but they did there.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I swore Pizant had the ball, but I tell you what, that just shows with, a lot of times you see teams that run those fakes and they just kind of do it halfway or whatever, and that's why you don't have success when you run the play action game. These guys right here, that's why their offense is so talented. Every little fine detail they do so well.
2nd down now. Looks like about 7 here from the 16-yard line. High snap. Ooh, it's dropped, and that's a fumble. Great play by Pizant to pick it up. It was a high snap. A.B. Smith could not reel it in, and it hit the ground, but Pizant was there to cover it.
Yeah, very lucky right there. They recovered that ball. It would have been huge for Gulf Breeze. We see the Bob Tyler Toyota instant replay. Yeah.
Loss of 7, though, so a big loss here. It's going to bring up 3rd now and about 15. And And that's a big break for Gulf Breeze. They've got to make the most. Those are the sorts of opportunities that if they come up tonight, Gulf Breeze has to capitalize if they're going to find a way to win.
Yeah, they've got to make a stop right here. And once again, when you go man-to-man like they seem to do, of course, they look like they're dropping in a little bit of a zone here. You've got to find a way to make those big stops on third down.
And they're going to try and do just that here. AV looking to go all the way to the end zone. He does have a man wide open, and it's caught, and that's a touchdown.
JoJo Blackman right there. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not JoJo Blackman.
No, that was
DT Gideon.
Yeah, Mr. Gideon able to pull that in. Made a great over-the-shoulder catch. A really nice pass from AV, whose offensive line gave him plenty of time. And that's really, really the kind of thing that's going to hurt Gulf Breeze on a 3rd and 15.
And watch, he runs a corner route right here, and, I mean, beautiful ball. He turns around. Look at it. Right in the breadbasket. Man, oh, man, great catch. Even better throw, and the Gators are on the board.
Yep, so DT Gideon able to reel in the touchdown, and now on for the extra point. It's Brian Nava who nails it, and just like that, it is now 7-0 Escambia here on Friday Night Rivals. They draw first blood. Gulf Breeze will have an opportunity to answer with just over 3 left in the first quarter. Stay with us. We are back here, Friday Night Rivals, and glad you folks are with us. Thank you very much. If you are just joining us, then you just missed the first touchdown of the night. It was a long drive from Escambia, but most of the yardage on the drive on one play, a 45-yard pickup from the terrific Frank Pizant, and then a nice touchdown pass to DT Gideon, put the Gators up 6-0, the extra point converted, and that's where we stand. And Gulf Breeze now ready to try and do something about that. Looks like Leonard Brown has it. He's got some room and a terrific run. He's still on his feet, folks. What a great run back. He fielded that right at the goal line, took it all the way back to the 42-yard line. A terrific effort there from Leonard Brown. Yeah,
really great kick right there by Nava, all the way, like you said, to the goal line. And boy, look at this return. It's just beautiful. Breaks a tackle right there. Another one there and then there. Yeah. He gets tackled. A great job.
Yeah, that's very helpful for Gulf Breeze. Terrific field position. Now, they had that the first time, and they looked great on that first drive. There was a big holding call that set them back, and from there, the drive stalled. They kicked the field goal, missed it, rather, I should say. But they looked really good there the first time they had it, and I know they want to pick up on that momentum now.
Yeah, they've shown they can already have some success. They just got to, hey, relax right here. Things are going to happen, but keep playing your game.
McCurdy looking to throw again. Throws a little low there, incomplete. I'll tell you, we had Gulf Breeze in week 1 when we had Gulf Breeze Navarre, and we talked about McCurdy coming in, and they did not throw much that night. Although Coach had told me that he's got a big arm. Early on, they're throwing it tonight.
Yeah, I think they're trying to relieve some of that pressure, understanding that if they're going to have success, they're going to have to run the football. But also, like we talked about, they probably saw in the film that Escambia had stopped Crestview by loading the box up, so they knew they couldn't come in here and just try to run it down their throat.
So this time they try to run it down their throat. They most definitely are not able to do so, and that's going to bring up third down and every bit of 10 yards, it looks like.
See, the key for Gulf Breeze has got to be first down for them. What are they going to get? They've got to get positive yards to put themselves in a good situation on second and third down. Now you've got 3rd and 10. You're not really built for third and 10 ever. So, hey, they're going to have to figure something out here. They need a big first down to break this momentum.
They tried a couple of times on the last drive to kick it over to Trevor Nelson out of the backfield. The second time they did complete the pass, didn't get much out of it. Let's see if they do that again here. It looks like Nelson's going to block. They do complete the pass. And looks like, who was that, number 6? Looks like that was... Oh, was that number 5? Check that, number 5. So that's Devin Baldwin who makes the catch, but well short of the first down. So looks like the punt unit comes on, and Gulf Breeze this time around not able to do that much.
Yeah, right there. It looked like if McCurdy could have got a little bit more on that throw, Baldwin could have had a chance to make a couple guys miss. But
right.
A little soft throw right there. Didn't give him much hope. Yeah,
it was one of those, exactly. He had to stop and wait for the pass, and kind of a dead in his tracks situation. So Mr. Gideon, who scored a touchdown moments ago, is back.
A fake.
It's going to be a fake. How about this? Gulf Breeze not able to convert. They pick up They pick up maybe a yard, and that's where they're going to turn it over. So looks like Coach Clayton trying to do something early here, but a big risk does not pay off.
Well, remember in the first drive, I believe it was in the Navarre game, they tried to do a fake punt, and it worked to success for them. So, tell you what, Coach Clayton's not scared to go for it. Of course,
nope.
Not necessarily a bad idea, maybe if you were on the other side, but he knows what he has to do to win this ball game, so I'm not going to question that man.
No, you're right. I mean, it's a classic risk-reward situation because, yeah, to win a game like this, he's got to take chances. But the other side of that is that's a really risky chance at that where you are on the field at your own 42-yard line when they went for that. So now Escambia takes over, and they've got mighty good field position already on the Gulf Breeze side of the ball at the 45-yard line, and looks like Mr. Smith wants to show off that arm. Literally calling for his men. He completes the pass, and out of bounds. Looks like, yep, that's going to be a first down, and that was Chris Hale on the catch.
Yeah, and Anderson Subaru first 10 right there. And I tell you what, A.V. Smith was pointing to his guy to go deeper right there, and he was just trying to bait the defense to give a little more room right there for Gideon.
So a pickup of 11, a good start for Escambia. Mr. Hale on the nice reception, steps out of bounds, and here we go again. Another high snap, nice little flip there. And that's Gideon ends up losing a couple of yards. So what I don't even know. What do you call a play like that?
Well, it's kind of one of those jet sweeps, but used to turn around and you would toss it back to him or you would hand it to him. Now they do that little forward in case they drop it or whatever. It's called an incomplete pass.
Gotcha.
That right there, believe it or not, is a pass. It's a passing attempt.
Is that right?
It's a forward pass.
Gotcha.
It's one of those
That's
safe
a good way
plays.
to beat the system. Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Great tackle right there, by the way, with Kyron Evans. Well, he's really
showed
showed
up.
up
We
here.
do have a penalty against Gulf Breeze, so another fine defensive play, and it ends up for naught because Escambia gets the first down. It looks like it's going to be first down about 5 at the 31-yard line. Just over a minute to go here in the first quarter. It's Friday Night Rivals, Gulf Breeze at Escambia. This time, Pizant gets the call, and again, a great, oh, sorry, I take it back. An incredible effort from Pizant, who you almost cannot bring down. I'm literally in the process of saying a great play by the Gulf Breeze defense when he slings them all off his back and takes off.
Yeah, number 44, Seth Horton, was the first one to meet him right there. And wow, I mean, look at this.
Something else. That's video game style tackle breaking.
Yeah, that's when your guy, you got him up to a 99, and you're facing that 60 defense right there, and you can just run right through them. That's what it looked like. It's like Pizant right there is come up a little gimp right there. We sure hope he's all right.
Sure do, because he is outstanding. And you said he is agreed to Middle Tennessee?
Middle Tennessee State.
Yeah. So Smith going to keep it himself this time as he swings out right, and now he throws. He's got his man. That's going to be another touchdown. Here we go
Chris
again,
Hale
folks.
right there.
Yeah, Chris Hale having a big night. And Escambia, that's a great play from A.V. Smith. You know, he's running so hard, it sure seems he's going to keep it. He fooled everybody, and all of a sudden Hale's wide open. Look at this.
It starts with another play-action fake, and
so good.
All he needed was to bait the defense in just enough to get the ball over the top right there, and it's another Gator touchdown.
That's a great-looking play. So on to the extra point. It is up, and it is good, and they're getting a lot of practice with that. Clayton Habecker, our sideline reporter now. Let's go to him for the Brownsville Welding Report.
Guys, I'm down here with Mike, sponsor for the Student Government Association here at Escambia. So tell me a little bit about your role in that and the events that's been going on throughout the week.
Well, last couple of weeks we've been raising money for the Rally Foundation of Pensacola to help kids that are fighting cancer. And our big major fundraiser was the thing we do called Penny Wars, which is a competition between the grade levels to see who can raise the most money. And it's we had a whole lot of participation, and kids had a lot of fun, and we're doing it for a great cause. So it was an amazing thing.
How much money were you guys able to raise?
Between us and Gulf Breeze, our goal was $2,400, and I think we just about made that goal.
Congratulations. Well, thank you guys for everything, for that great cause. Back up to you guys.
All right, Clayton, thank you very much. And yeah, that was such an awesome effort. We talked about that off the top, Jeff, and it's so cool that the schools did it together and made that joint donation. That's really nice.
Yeah, really cool to see stuff like that. I mean, we talk about how, this is Friday Night Rivals. These are rivals here, and it just shows you that life is so much more than what goes on the field out here on Friday nights.
No doubt about it. So with a few seconds left here in the first quarter, Escambia is going to kick off. We got whistles. That's not going to work. They're going to want to try and do that again. Here comes the flag. Looks like offsides on Escambia.
Well, so, hey, if you're Gulf Breeze, you'll take it.
I was about to say, you'll take every break you can get if you're Gulf Breeze, and now trailing 14-0.
A couple scores for you right now. Sure. Of course, you'll like this one. Your Catholic Crusaders are up 7-0 right now on
Who they
Pensacola
got tonight?
Tigers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, PHS. Yeah. Navarre and Pine Forest are still tied, 0-0. Crestvew's up on Tate, 7-0. How about this? We had Baker last week with a big win over Northview. They're up 21-0 right now at Cottondale. And
you mentioned moments ago Navarre. We are heading back there next week, and I know you're excited about the game.
Oh yeah, Navarre and Iceville. Boy, that's a humongous rivalry between those two schools right there.
So we look forward to that. As this time around, looks like the kickoff is good to go. A couple of shooks and jukes, and out to the 33-yard line as the clock trickles down. 5.6 here remaining.
I think the only person that could pull off a dance move better than that is probably you, huh?
I thank you for not making me say it. I was certainly thinking it.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah. That's a very accurate phrase by me.
I don't say too many of them, so there you go.
Yeah, well,
I had to get that one.
Thank goodness, I might submit.
Did I mention what an honor it is to be on TV with you?
Yeah, no, that's got to be special for you.
It's tremendous.
Can I tell you, it's not a significant moment for me.
No, I understand that. You don't have to say that. I mean,
no,
look,
but I like saying it is the key.
I feel like you have that conversation with everybody you run into.
Here comes McCurdy. This will be the last play of the first quarter. He throws a bullet, but threw it out ahead of him.
Talk about disaster striking right there. Xavier Johnson.
Yeah, that could have been picked off, but it wasn't. The clock does run out, and that will do it for the first quarter of action here on Friday Night Rivals. It was a very good quarter for the Escambia Gators and for the home crowd as Escambia's up 14-0. When we come back, the beginning of quarter number 2, it's Friday Night Rivals. And good evening and welcome back. If you are an Escambia fan, you've got every reason to smile. The Comfort Dental Smile Cam showing this crowd here. They are standing at 3-0. What did that say, Jeff?
That was a sign for Brian Nava, the kicker. You don't get to see that a lot.
No, you don't. That's very nice. Meanwhile, we see Escambia with a huge play there, and they bring down McCurdy in the backfield. So that's a loss to get things rolling here.
Yeah, KD Teamer right there, the 6'4", 275 senior, giving a little gator chomp. How about that?
Yeah, saw that. Well, makes sense.
Huh?
It would be weird for any other team to do it. Here in Escambia, it makes perfect sense. Third down now. And looks like about the spot. Oh, and that's picked off and off to the races, folks. This could be a pick six. That's a terrific play, and that is a touchdown.
That's Tony Broadnax right there.
Yeah, that's Tony Broadnax.
Terrific
play from Tony.
He just stole his lunch money right there. Goodness gracious, watch this. See Ron McCurdy drops back and undercuts the route right there, and he's gone. Thank you very much. I will take that home.
That is a 30-yard pick six for Mr. Broadnax, and boy, his Friday night just got a lot better. And so did Escambia, is now leading it 20-0 and about to kick the extra point and try to make it 21-0. And actually, that is not good. That is a low line drive, no good. So it will stay at 20-0. We're going to take a quick break here on Friday Night Rivals. We'll be right back. And we're back after a big pick six from Escambia, now leading it 20-0 early on here in the second quarter. And Jeff, we knew coming into tonight's game that Escambia, one of the premier teams on the Gulf Coast, was going to give Gulf Breeze a very tough game, and it's a rough start for the Dolphins. And you got to think already it's a tall order to turn things around. I get that we have a long way to go, but that Escambia defense is so good.
Yeah, and
there's going to be a touchback there.
We talked about earlier that, of course, Gulf Breeze was going to have to stop A.V. Smith in the air. Well, A.V. Smith has thrown 2 touchdowns tonight.
Right.
And you look at their offense, and their offense had some good moments on it, but they shot themselves in the foot with some penalties. When we talk about one of the first drives, they drive down the field, have a holding penalty, they don't recover, they miss a field goal, and it's all kind of went downhill from there.
And all year, that's been something I've done, is kind of try to tie things that happen together. And I'm glad you brought that up, because you're right. Remember, Escambia went 3 and out on the first drive of the game. And then Gulf Breeze was moving it right down and was all the way down to about the 10 when that penalty came and changed everything. So I agree with you. Who knows what would have happened, but that's not how it played out. And as a result, it's 20-0 Escambia, and Mr. McCurdy's going to do his best to turn things around. They're going to come with a run here. Not much to it, so that'll bring up another long one, it looks like, for Gulf Breeze.
Yeah, I tell you right there, and you look at Escambia is one of those teams that they feed off the momentum and the energy of the game. It's just one of those things that they just get better and better and better as the game goes on.
Yeah.
If you're going to get them, you got to get them earlier in the game. Because once they get settled in the game, boy, they are tough to beat.
And that may be the opportunity Gulf Breeze had early on. Nonetheless, second down now and 9. From the 25-yard line, McCurdy's going to roll out here. He completes the pass. It's a gain of a few, and it's going to bring up third about 3. It looks like they might have picked up 6 there.
Yeah, good job right there by Cole Hartley. We said his name a couple times tonight.
Yeah.
And Riley McCurry rolls out, sees his man early, gets it out there to him. That's going to be the key. Don't wait around, because this secondary will eat you alive right there. Get it to your guys quick and let them make a move and get a first down.
Yep. So third down now and about 3. Hand that thing off to Nelson, who is going to be really close to an Anderson Subaru 1st and 10. We'll see where they put it.
They're going to wave them on as a first down right there.
Yeah, looks like a conversion there, so good news for Gulf Breeze as this drive continues.
Yeah, it's a huge first down for Gulf Breeze. Kind of take some pressure off right there. Just relax. Hey, yeah, like you said, it's not pretty right now. 20-0 like that against a really good team in Escambia. But you've got 10 minutes left in the second quarter, and you've got 2 more quarters to go. You have plenty of time to come back.
Yeah, and again, what I was saying a minute ago, again, we're early on in the second. There's a whole lot of football left, but just knowing how good that Escambia offense is, and they got a terrific defense too, it's just a tall order for a Gulf Breeze team that graduated more than 20 seniors just a few months ago. So it would be incredible, but it does seem like they've got a long way to go tonight, and it looks like we may have a timeout here on the field. Yeah, I believe we do, in fact, have a timeout, and with that in mind, we're going to take a quick commercial break, so stay with us. We're back live now, and second down and 8 to go as Gulf Breeze is going to try and get things going here. They would love to get some points on the board. And remind Escambia that they came to play. As you pointed out, Jeff, this is a district game. McCurdy's going to throw out wide. He's got his man, though we do have a flag on the play, so that may be coming back. We're going to see. That was Leonard Brown who made the catch.
Yeah, really good job right there. We see the Bob Tyler Toyota instant replay. McCurdy, great throw, hit him in stride. Leonard Brown running down the field. You saw the flag right there. And boy, that's an awkward tackle right there. We sure hope Leonard Brown, you see him on the sideline. Sure hope he's all right.
Yeah, he does look hurt there. Let's see what the penalty is.
It was thrown early, almost like a hold, but I don't know.
Looks like we may have another timeout on the field here as the officials are trying to figure things out. Don't know if there's a timeout called or if they're just trying to figure out what that penalty was. Here we go. All right, so an illegal block there. That is on Gulf Breeze. And so looks like that gain is coming back.
Another, and Gulf Breeze may lose Brown right here, which would be terrible. We see another penalty. It looks like that may have been on Coach Clayton.
That penalty was on Coach Clayton?
Well, that one right there, they just threw another
just
penalty.
Now. Got it. Yeah.
And that's going to be, it looks like unsportsmanlike right there on Coach Clayton as he come running out there. I think he was pretty upset about the call.
About the call, yeah. So from bad to worse here for Gulf Breeze. And, yep, there's Brown, a fiery coach.
We see Brown walking off right there. It's good to see walking under his own power.
Sure is.
But, one thing I want to talk about him, there's no excuses, and even Coach Clayton doesn't care because you still got to go out here and win. Gulf Breeze has played one of the toughest schedules in the area. I mean, they played Navarre, lost to them 28-21. Played Pensacola Catholic. So keep in mind, Navarre's 3-1, Catholic's 4-0.
Right.
They lost to them 24-14. They beat Choctaw 27-24. Then they played Booker T. Washington. Of course, Washington is that unbelievable defense this year.
Right.
They put 29 points on a defense that had not given up a point yet.
Yep.
They lost to them 42-29, and now they're playing at Escambia. The schedule doesn't get any easier as the games go along, as they've got Fort Walton Beach next week, then they go to Milton, then Pace, Mosley, and end up in Pine Forest.
Well, Jeff, let me tell you, you're making a great point there. It's been a tough start, but that's maybe the toughest schedule on the coast. That's a murderer's row every single week. So, but like you said, you've still got to go out there and win some games, and they stand at 1-3, and obviously just an enormous loss now. It literally looks like it's like 2nd and 50. I'm not kidding. It's all the way back. That went bad. Coach Clayton not happy. McCurdy completes the pass there. And
Baldwin right there on the reception.
Makes that catch. So it's going to be 3rd down now, and I'm going to try and figure this out. Looks like that's 10, that's 20. So 3rd down and 26 is what it is right now, it looks like. Not impossible.
No, not at all. Seen crazier things happen.
Stranger things have happened.
Well, we had a weird one last week. I mean, we saw Baker. All he had to do was run the clock out, and they fumbled the ball in the end zone, and Northview throws a Hail Mary at the end of the game and didn't come up with it, but it was just wild, the type of events that happened. So, hey.
I tell you, I hated to miss that game. I was not here last week, but that's the most exciting game we've had this season on Friday Night Rivals. So 3rd and very, very long, and McCurdy's in some real trouble, and he's going to go down. And he fumbles it, but I think they're going to call him down. Yeah, they blew it dead, so it's not going to be a turnover, but it is going to be 4th and about 40 from their own 2-yard line.
Boy, he's lucky he got out of the end zone, too. I tell you what, he was right on that borderline. And there you see right there, about 2 or 3 yards behind them, that's the goal line.
There you can see the ball came out, but again, they were blown him dead. So, yeah, so you think Gulf Breeze will punt here?
I'm no betting man, but I tell you what, there's I don't think there's much choice to this one right here.
Nope.
Not against a defense like this. We got to pick your battles, and this is not one of them. It's just crazy to think about how Gulf Breeze came out to start this game.
Yeah,
and, just a couple things happened. And
dramatically.
The momentum swung the other way.
And with still a lot of time left here in the second quarter, Escambia looks to get terrific field position. This is a short punt. And fielded and on the run. There we go. Look out. Still looking for something. That is D.G. Gideon, who already has a touchdown on the night. Tough to bring him down. We do have a couple of flags on the play, so we'll see what that's about. If it stands, it's down at the 22-yard line, nearly in the Sonova zone already.
Yeah, watch a return right here. Not the greatest punt, but hey, gets him out. Gives him a little breathing room. And
Gideon says, I got that.
Yep, and looked like he had the sideline. Great job right there to cut him off by Caleb Jackson. Gideon goes out, and boy, it's not too many people that can catch him, but he cuts back right there, and you see the tackle.
And that is going to be a holding. So that was on Escambia. And they're going to bring it back a few. Nonetheless, it'll still be terrific field position for the Gators, but not quite as sweet a spot as they thought.
Well, if you're Gulf Breeze right here, you've got to find a way to stop Escambia. I mean, you just cannot allow them to score one more time. And you could be down 27-28, nothing going into the half. It's just, man, we talk about there's still plenty of time, but you're going to have to make a stop, and it's got to be now.
So 1st and 10, looks like the 34-yard line is where Escambia will get started. The very impressive A.V. Smith got a great arm, got some real speed, just a terrific quarterback leading the Gators. He's looked good all year. That's a high snap, goes right through his arms. He picks it up, trying to make something out of it, and he is going to go down. It's a big loss. All the way back at the 49-yard line, too. Wow. We've seen, you know, I tell you, Jeff, we've seen all year snapping issues. It feels like every game I talk about this.
Yeah, we have, and I tell you what, A.B. Smith, you see it right there.
Just right through his arms.
High and to the right.
Yeah.
Tough snap. Great to recover right there. You see Sarinsky finishes A.B. Smith off, but boy, I tell you, I mean, and the thing is, Escambia has hurt himself as well. It's just Gulf Breeze hasn't taken advantage of it. Here's a perfect opportunity in second and forever for him to make a stand.
Yep, that was a loss of 14, so now second and 24 to put a definition on forever. All the way back at the 48-yard line. AV this time is able to handle the snap, fires a missile. Oh, mercy. Right through the hands, and that one also could have been picked off, but it was not. The intended receiver there was Tabari Taylor.
Yeah, AB steps into it right there, and man, that's one you gotta have. You see Kyron Evans right there diving for the ball. That ball hung up there so long. I think Kyron Evans just kind of he couldn't get his momentum going forward. That would have been a huge turnover.
Yeah. I'll say when it went through Taylor's hands, I thought for sure this is getting picked off.
Oh yeah,
but not to be. So now 3rd and 24. And remember, it was 3rd and very, very long earlier in the game when Escambia scored that touchdown. So Gulf Breeze cannot let their guard down here on 3rd and really long.
Yeah, you got to know they're going to go deep right here.
Yep. Perhaps targeting the great JoJo Blackman as AV is rolling up. Oh, now that could be a flag.
Oh, that is just so unfortunate right there for Gulf Breeze. God.
Did they throw the flag?
Yeah,
I've not seen a flag.
Yep, and that's a pass interference penalty.
Sorry. Yeah, my fault. I just didn't see it. Well, I mean,
he played everything so well, and he just was going for the ball. And really, if it was a good throw by A.B. Smith, it would have been a pass interference.
Right, exactly.
But because it was back inside, he gets caught for the penalty. And
right into him.
Oh, man, that's just...
So the officials are walking it off here. Let's see where that puts them and what they've got. All the way back to the 33-yard line. And a much more manageable situation now.
Should be, the referee said 4th down. I believe it should be third down.
I agree. Yeah, they're going to replay that play. Not going to get tossed down on that. And actually, I will say the sideline down marker a few times tonight has been off. So, but it's 3rd down. They didn't get charged.
Yeah, I don't see how they would.
No, they didn't. It says 4th down on the sidelines. I'm sure it's 3rd down. AV's got another man wide open here. Yes, sir. You know that's Pizant, who is so hard to bring down. He's working hard for some yardage there. Just short of the first down, it looks like.
Boy, just the fact that he could keep his balance right there. Look at this. Great throw again. Puts his foot in the ground, makes a couple guys miss. Right here, loses his footing a little bit. Look at that, just able to keep up and get a few more yards.
He's incredible. He's just, we've seen him twice, and he's so hard to bring down. It's a 1st and 10 there for Anderson Subaru. We appreciate the sponsorship, and looks like from the 22-yard line now as Escambia tries to keep things rolling. But we do have a timeout on the field with 6:40 left. It's Friday Night Rivals. So far, a big night for Escambia. Glad you guys are with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Things around for the Dolphins. As you said, they played one of the toughest schedules, and they stand at 1-3. The crowd is here. The crowd is pumped, and it looks like it's a 1st and 10 situation for Escambia, who's got plenty of time here with 6:40 left to do a little more damage.
Screenplay right
dump
there.
It off there. Yep, sure was. And that's another big play, too.
Jeez.
That's AV. Yeah.
You better bring the house when you go to tackle that young man right there.
No doubt about it.
Tell you what, Gulf Breeze read that screenplay just about perfect. You saw one of the big men right there get his paw on it. Man, oh man, and Frank Pizant finds his way into the Synovus red zone.
Yep. I thought that might have been Chris Hale on the catch there of the 7-yard gain. Was that Pizant? My apologies if it was. Either way, as you said, Synovus red zone and cooking for Escambia High. second down. Looks like about 3 now, right at the 20, or rather the 15-yard line. As that clock rolls, Escambia, I don't think minds the clock rolling either.
No, they're going to take their time right here.
Yep. Got threw it out ahead there. So, okay, I saw 3 receivers out wide. We call that trips?
That's a trips formation.
Trips formation. See, I know what's up.
Dude, you are into it now.
I'm Johnny Football here.
God.
Did you see Point Break?
Did I see Point Break?
Yeah.
No.
That was the wrong answer.
I can't lie to you, Christian.
No, lie.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, absolutely, man. Who didn't see Point Break?
You've embarrassed yourself roundly tonight. 5:45 to go here. It's 3rd down and short. And Pizant, he just doesn't come down. He's incredible. Boy, is he something. Look at him. Wow. He's the most impressive running back I've seen this year. He's just incredible.
And that's why he's on my high school fantasy football team right there, folks. That's all you need to see. Well, he's so tough.
It's a little edgy that you're doing that high school fantasy league, I tell you. able to just keep rolling there. The Synovus red zone and then some, I'd say, all the way down now, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
You know, I should have known it was a bad idea when I tried to get Dan Shugart and Steve Nissom to do it with me, and they wouldn't.
No,
they were like, no.
First of all, the fact that you have any contact with them at all, it sounds ridiculous. I'd leave them alone if I were you.
I try to.
Well, what I was going to tell you earlier is the Keanu character from Point Break was based on my life. I don't know if you knew that. The straight snap to Pizant, who just barrels his way in. That's a touchdown of Frank Pizant. It's 26-0 now for Escambia. Not a surprise. That's a direct snap to Pizant, if I'm not mistaken, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm still on that Point Break thing here. But yeah, Pizant right there. I mean, hey, why waste, get Navy Smith to hand it off to him? Just let him do it himself.
Give him the ball and move. The guy's incredible. He really is incredible. And, earlier we saw him, we talked about his shoulder. It looked like he got injured there. So very, very good to see him back out on the field. 5 minutes to go. The extra point is up. This time around, the conversion is good, and it is now 27-0 in favor of the Escambia Gators. There you go. Boot at 26. Go, Brian. They've got some fans for the kicker, as you said. It's Friday Night Rivals. Stay with us, folks. It has been a terrific season for the Escambia Gators. They're 3-0, and they are making a strong case that they're going to move to 4-0 here in about an hour and a half as they lead the Gulf Breeze Dolphins 27-0. There you can see the Escambia crowd very relaxed, feeling good, feeling like they're in good shape, and I would have to agree with them, Jeff.
Yeah, business as usual tonight for them.
So, still some time here, 5 minutes to go, and again, we know Gulf Breeze would like to do something. That's a terrific kick. That'll be a touchdown.
Nava has a boot.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Goodness gracious.
Well, I will tell you, Coach Clayton told me he's comfortable with him kicking field goals between 45 and 50. So that's,
I believe it.
At the high school level, that's obviously a big deal. So yeah, he's got some kicks.
Yeah, we may need to go make a sign for Mr. Nava ourselves after watching this tonight. Boy, and that's one thing we've talked about. We've had good kickers from the Pensacola area. You just don't see them a whole lot anymore.
It's true. Are you going to make that sign?
Yeah, I'll get on it right now.
Yeah,
Hold on.
why don't you do that? Go ahead and take your mic off, too.
What about the paper you autographed for me? Can I do it on that one?
I wouldn't do that. So it's 1st and 10 now for Gulf Breeze as McCurdy will start yet another drive and hoping to get some points out of this one. Low snap, fine play, in some trouble, low throw.
Yeah, that low snap really threw the timing off on everything. And
look like that was a jet sweep setting up. Am I wrong? You're allowed to say if I'm wrong.
Well, I said no, I think it was just motion running across right there. They may have been trying to set up a screenplay maybe, but nonetheless, another low snap right there. And McCurdy's lucky just to get it off.
I remember forever ago, so we're talking 1996, 1997, when I just started doing weather at Channel 3, and I was doing the 10 o'clock show, and of course Bob Solarski was anchoring, and he something like that happens. And Christian Boy was hot today. I think we set a record as McCurdy with a fine pass over the middle there.
Really
That's going to be our first 10. And we didn't set a record, and I did what you just did. I was like, I was brand new, I certainly didn't want to correct Bob on the air, and I was like, oh, well, and he's like, he started laughing. He said, you're allowed to say if I'm wrong. It's okay. So now finally I get to say that to someone else. So.
There you go.
Full circle. Big play, big pickup there from McCurdy.
Yeah, good job by Cole Hartley right there on the reception.
McCurdy's going to come out the other way. A fine pass, looking really good. And that's going to be...
Who's he
kind of
looking back
stopped
at?
and looked at the ref there mid-play.
He's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, that was Devin Baldwin on the catch. I want to see, can we get a Bob Tyler replay of that? The end of that play. What happened there? He kind of froze. Let's watch this.
It's a great picture-esque moment.
Watch this.
Wait for it right here.
Like,
look at him. Hey,
what is he looking at? I don't know.
Maybe he was looking for the old, hook and ladder play?
Maybe, yeah. Is anyone can toss this too? Hey, it's back-to-back first downs for Gulf Breeze.
Yeah, that's huge right there for them, especially if they can go in and score before half.
So McCurdy will throw it again. He's got a man again. That's another big pickup, and looks like another Anderson Subaru 1st and 10.
Boy, Cole Hartley right there. He has
Coming up
been wearing Julian Edelman's number. Well, he's looking like Julian Edelman with some of the catches he's making. Look, pressure right here on his back.
And McCurdy looking like Brady.
There you go. How about that?
Yeah.
TB12.
TB11. Oh, wait, no, that's not. It is 12. You're right.
All right, Christian, you're wrong.
I'm sorry. All right. Now you're a little too trigger happy on the right and wrong thing.
Well, you can't give me permission and expect me not to use it. Come on.
That's fair. That's legit. We had 11 up, but no, you're right. TB12.
Looks like a penalty against Gulf Breeze right there. Going to be a false start. And once again, Gulf Breeze gets that momentum.
And Clayton, and look at Clayton just fired up on his side.
Boy, he is just
not happy. Although, all else considered, for Mr. McCurdy, it ends up being a really good night because he got compared to Tom Brady on TV.
Right.
So that's pretty good.
Absolutely. And, Cole Hartley got compared to Julian Edelman.
Yes, he
so
did.
there you go. 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
McCurdy in some trouble. Wisely gets rid of it and will live to play another down. So a good play there from McCurdy, who, by the way, let's mention Coach Clayton, played quarterback at Gulf Breeze some years ago. He's been the coach here for a few, of course, but he used to get out there for the Dolphins and toss it around.
Well, that's one thing he told us before. He would love, as being a former quarterback, to come out here and just throw it all over the field, but that's just not the way his team's built.
Right, yeah. Yep, got to build on those strengths, so that was a nice play there to get rid of that. It's going to be 2nd down and 15. That's a low pass and picked off, and looks like another pick.
He's gone.
6. The only person who will bring him down is his own man. He's not going to do it. And that is a big one. That is Xavier Johnson, who makes a terrific catch. Touchdown, Escambia, with 3:15 to go. The second pick 6 of the night. Jeffy threw it a little low. It got tipped at the line of scrimmage, and see you later.
Trying to throw it over the top right there. It's a simple little screen pass and doesn't get on that back foot. One thing when you throw a screen pass, you have got to get up high and throw it over the top of those defensive linemen because they are going to be rushing you. It's part of the play. Couldn't get it over him. Great job, Xavier Johnson, right there.
It's a 49-yard touchdown. So the second pick 6 of the night, and here we go. It's going to be another kick from Escambia, and we've seen this a lot tonight. So Mr. Dortch, I believe, is their kicker. Not sure if I can get his look at that. That's a good looking. He's getting a lot of run. So here we go. Let's go down to Clayton Habecker, who, of course, has from Brownsville Welding our sideline report. Hey, Clayton.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Staff Sergeant Phillips. We've had you guys out for all the Friday football games with the Marine Corps. Tell me a little about a scholarship you were telling me about earlier.
Yes, sir. It's the NROTC scholarship, Marine option. It's $180,000 to any NROTC school of your choice. If you have any questions about eligibility requirements or more about the scholarship, you can contact us at the Pensacola Marine Recruiting Office.
Thank you so much, and thank you for everything you guys do on Friday Night Rivals. Back up to you guys.
From Brownsville Welding, that is your sideline report. Clayton, we appreciate that. Nice job once again. And that was Brian Nava. I want to get that right. I had said the incorrect kicker name. And Brian's had lots of opportunities to kick tonight, so I should know his name by now. I feel like we're old friends. I may invite him over for Thanksgiving.
Well, there you go. I'll bring the sign.
Well, you're not invited. But
well, no, I'm going to stand outside.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
So 3:15 to go, and it's 34-0. And Jeff, I guess, not the kind of thing you think you bring up this early in the game, but worth noting, once you get 36-point separation between the two teams, this moves to a running clock. So if it continues like this, we may end up with a very speedy second half.
Yeah, and you would hate to see that, especially for the Dolphins, as good as they are, to come out and, like we said, the way they started off the game. Well, you got to think Coach Clayton's preaching to those guys. You got to come out of here and you got to fight. You cannot go down like this.
And a good-looking run back there out to about the 26-yard line. So with just over 3 minutes to go, Gulf Breeze will come back onto the field. Mr. McCurdy, of course, making another effort to move the Dolphins down the field. It's been a rough night for Rylan McCurdy, the quarterback for Gulf Breeze. He's got 2 pick sixes against. The last one was definitely on him because he threw it low at the line of scrimmage. The ball got tipped.
Yeah, and the thing is Rylan McCurdy has thrown the ball fairly well.
Sure has.
You look at those 2 interceptions, and they are what they are. But he's had a lot of good moments, as has this Gulf Breeze offense. I mean, the defense has been a little suspect
shaky
tonight,
at best, yeah.
But then again, the offense hasn't put them in too many good positions either.
No, and listen, you're right. We were jokingly comparing him to Tom Brady because he was looking really good. So yeah, he has looked good numerous times, but definitely a couple of trouble spots there. And it's just such an uphill battle when you're playing such a great team in Escambia at home. As you're looking at the Comfort Dental Smile Cam, not a lot of folks here tonight, Jeff. That's something else we've seen some this year. Fewer folks in the crowds, it seems to me. They're missing a good one if you're a Escambia fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now, though, it's the Gulf Breeze fans who want something to cheer about, and McCurdy's going to swing it out wide here. He's got the completion. Brought down, though. Not going to gain too much out of that. That was Trevor Nelson. Oh, I thought it was 15. That was not.
Devin Baldwin.
It was Devin. I'm sorry. I tell you, my eyes aren't what they used to be. I saw 15, and there was no one. It was number 5.
And I tell you, a good block right there by Sam Sharp, and that's somebody who is a key player for this Gulf Breeze offense. And I don't believe we've said Sam Sharp's name at all
until
tonight.
You just said it. Yeah, and he was noted as a key player last year. So you're right. Second down and long now. And they're going to let McCurdy keep throwing if he can, but he's not going to here as the Escambia defense swarms. That's a huge loss all the way back down at the 8-yard line, and it's going to be third and very long. And if Gulf Breeze isn't careful, Escambia gets another opportunity to score here if they don't turn something now.
Yeah, you see Xavier Johnson right there making the tackle, but I mean, it's just man-to-man on the outside, and Escambia is daring them to throw the football, and they just can't. The pressures up front is just too much for them right now with guys like Xavier Johnson and KD Teamer down there.
So with 2 minutes left, it's 3rd and 21 for the Dolphins. And they're not even going to try. They're just going to run it right up the middle and pick up a few, but not many. That was Trevor Nelson, and that'll bring up 4th down. And looks like Escambia may have called timeout. They want some time. They want to try and do something with this.
Yeah, you think Coach Bennett right here, maybe he's thinking about trying to get a running clock too.
You may be right,
One thing with Coach Bennett is, you look at the score and you're like, why is he calling a timeout? It's 34-0.
Right.
But, hey, I'll tell you what, he gets his guys ready to play 4 quarters, and you never know. Hey, you get into a game when it's tied. What if it was 13-13 or something? You got to be ready to play 4 quarters for him, and that's just what he tries to instill in his guys.
I hear you. It's the thing you've talked about before of, yes, obviously tonight's game is pretty well in hand, but what's the situation next week? What's the situation the week after that? You only get so many Friday nights. You only get so many game situations, and you want to make the most of them. The other side of that coin is it's 34-0. Let's let the clock roll here.
Yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. It's 34-0. And yeah, like I said, I try to see it from both sides of it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's 34-0. What are you doing calling a timeout with 2 minutes left?
Yep. Nonetheless, 1:47 to go, and looks like Escambia is now ready to roll. And if we do, in fact, like I said, even a field goal at this point creates that 36. In that case, it would be 37-point separation, and 36 is the magic number for a running clock. So there's the punt.
Good punt right there.
Yes, it was. And Escambia's not going to try and field. That's going to roll out of bounds at the 39-yard line. So now 1:37 to go as the Gator offense led by A.V. Smith, the senior quarterback, will come on. And we know now because of that timeout, they're definitely going to try and do something.
Yeah, it sure looks that way unless they were just hoping maybe a block punt, but they didn't really come after it. So interested to see how they're going to come after right here because it looks like we may have some new guys right here in the backfield for Escambia. One of them being DeCoveney Shine right there, the sophomore, 5'9", 225. Boy, he is a load in the backfield. They're going to go a split back set right here beside AV.
Yeah. And that's the other side for Coach Bennett, too. He may be calling that timeout because he says this is a good opportunity for me to try something that I've been waiting to try, and he wants to do it from a safe spot. But AV is going to look to throw it right over the middle. Good-looking throw. Man, he has got a great arm.
Yeah, really good coverage right there.
Yeah.
But look like Kyron Evans
quadruple coverage.
And Sam Laro. Boy, just tell you what, that was going to be a tough catch. But, yeah, it looks like so Escambia bringing these new guys here in the backfield. That's some meat in the backfield. Looks like a max protect package, and that tells you right there that they're coming out to throw the football, trying to give A.V. Smith a little more time. Looks like Gabe Johnson comes off the field, the 5'10", 220 junior.
So we do have a timeout on the field, but we're going to keep it right here and let you know what's what with 1:20 to go. Now this is interesting. The clock on our screen is rolling. Let's stop that. Well, that's the game clock. It rolled down to 1:17. I'm not sure if the officials caught that, but clearly it was rolling well after the timeout. So either way, at this moment, you got some scores for us?
Yeah, how about this? Talking about Crestview, when they came over here to Escambia, they are up 40-0 right now at halftime against Tate.
Speaking of running clocks.
21-0, your Crusaders over the Tigers of PHS. How about this is a good one, man. Oh, man. Be at Pine Forest right now. They're up 10-3 over Navarre. Pace up 7-3 over Fort Walton Beach. And Milton is up 16-6 over Choctaw.
And you said the Crusaders of Catholic High, they are 4-0 at this point, looking to go 5-0. Yeah. Got it. And let me give you a correction. It's apparently the running clock is at 35 points, not 36. So I had claimed 36 is the magic number. My apologies. A.V. Smith couldn't find a man. He's going to keep it, and Gulf Breeze is all over him. He's not going anywhere. Big loss there. So that's something that Gulf Breeze can hang their hat on. That's a big play. Terrific defensive coverage downfield, and A.V. just tried to tuck and run. Didn't work out. Yeah,
like you said, that was a coverage sack by the Gulf Breeze defense, and they hadn't had too many of those really all year. Gulf Breeze came into this game with only having 2 sacks all year, period. So good to see right there, especially at a time like this.
Yep. So with the clock down to 48 seconds now, 3rd down and 14, and we'll see. You know what? I won't be surprised if they just throw it long again.
Yeah, I think they're trying to let a little bit of time run off. That way, if they do have to punt it away, Gulf Breeze doesn't have any time left.
Right. Let's see what they do here. Yep, AV's going to roll out. He's got his man, who makes a great catch and goes out of bounds into Gulf Breeze territory. That's just a beautifully executed play.
I mean, that throw was just pinpoint. I mean, you watch guys on Saturdays and Sundays that can't make that throw, and he makes it look so easy. Just rolling there toward the sideline. We see the Bob Tyler Toyota instant replay. Just look at that. He's got a guy right there in his face. That's Tyree Smith, by the way. That's an all-state player.
Yep, and gets out of bounds. So
right over the top of the linebacker.
The clock stops with 20.3 seconds to go, but obviously a penalty on the play is going to negate it. So,
an eligible man downfield right there.
Jeff, how many times this year have we raved and raved about a play only to see it coming back because of a penalty? Again and again, the theme. Of course, they are high school athletes. They're going to make mistakes. That's the deal. So instead of a very, very impressive turn on 1st down, it's now 3rd and long, 3rd and right at 20 it looks like, with the clock ticking down now. At this time, you do get the feeling the CME may say, nah. There is looks like they're not even going to snap the ball. Just going to call it a half here. That'll do it for the 1st half as the clock ticks down, and it's 34-0 in favor of Escambia, and we're going to try and get an interview with the coach here. So, Jeff, we knew Escambia would have a very big night, or at least we thought they would, and it would be a tall order for Gulf Breeze. So far, it's playing out kind of like we expected.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we said, it's business as usual, and once again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Escambia, it's not broke.
And I think Coach Bennett may echo that sentiment, although like most coaches, I'm sure he's going to tell us there's plenty to work on. Let's throw it down now to Clayton Habecker, who's got Coach Mike Bennett, to tell us what he thought about the first half.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Coach Bennett. Obviously got to be pretty happy with your team, probably what you're seeing in the first half, scoring on offense and even on defense. What, if anything, do you tell your team going into halftime to work on?
We got to block better. I mean, we they're in the backfield too much, and we're missing blocks, we're missing assignments. Going the wrong way. I mean, it was not that great on offense, trust me.
A little bit more serious question for you. Your offensive coordinator in those orange pants. When are you going to get some?
Hey, man, I look like a pumpkin in them. And, hey, he works out every day, man. He can wear them, but,
No fashion statements for you, huh?
No. If I get them, everybody's got to get them. So, but, he likes it, so whatever he wants to wear, I don't care.
All right, Coach Bennett, best of luck to you in the second half.
Thank you, Clayton. Pretty good retort there from Coach at the pumpkin line. That's good stuff from Coach Bennett. And I guess when you're up 34-0 and you're 3-0, you can make those sorts of jokes, and that's what the sideline questions go to. So, Clayton, thank you very much. We appreciate that from Brownsville Welding. We'll be right back with a halftime show here on Friday Night Rivals. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. It's the halftime report from Andy Citron. We sure are glad that you are with us, and of course we know that Clayton Habecker works hard up and down the sidelines each and every Friday night, presented by Brownsville Welding, and he's got another guest for us now. Hey, Clayton.
Salve, guys, and for those who don't know what that means hello in Latin. I'm down here with Ms. Hornick, the Latin teacher here at Escambia High School. Tell me a little about the program and the success you guys have had over the recent years.
I am blessed with an amazing group of students that work so incredibly hard. They love Latin, they love the Latin language and studying about Roman civilization. Each year we go to a regional competition, and we're working on a 28-year streak of winning first place. And we have a long streak of top 5 finishes at the state level. I was so pleased 2 years ago we were the state champions.
Well, congratulations. I know the staff here rants and raves about you. I got to ask you, how do you say go Gators in Latin?
Eamos Gatores.
Eamos Gatores. There you go, guys, for those at home. Listen, I took French for 2 years, and I've already learned how to speak more Latin than I did in 2 years of French. So thank you so much, Ms. Hormick. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Clayton. I'm sure your French teacher would be very happy to say au revoir after that slam.
Ooh.
Yeah. Jeff, I've got the halftime show.
You got it, boss.
It is time now for the Scholar Athlete presentation, which, of course, is presented by Levin Law, and we're very appreciative because it gives us a chance to shine a light on a terrific Scholar Athlete every single week. And this time around, we're going to once again tell you about Torian Blue, who we featured earlier this season as well. Torian carries a 4.35 grade point average. He was a football player, also a lacrosse player. He was out week 2 because of an injury, but certainly want to give him a chance to be featured tonight. So thank you to Levin Law, for sponsoring our Scholar Athlete. Here's Torian Blue.
I want to thank my coaches and my family and Levin Papantonian for giving me his word. My family pushed me so much, and my coaches pushed me. I just love the support and effort they gave me, and I thank you.
I'm attorney Steve Luongo with Levin Papantonian. And at Levin Papantonian, we understand the value of education and teamwork that is gained through high school sports. That's why we are a proud supporter of student athletes everywhere.
But yeah, I did participate in sports. I went to Pensacola High School, as a matter of fact, back in the 60s. Played baseball for Fred Waters, who's a well-known baseball coach around here. Teamwork, that's the main thing that's to be learned from team sports. And nobody can do anything on their own. You need somebody to help you. And that's a great lesson to learn for anybody in life.
Bull City. Chris Hooks, Chris Hughes, and Aaron Summers. First play, 1st and 10. Wide open receiver is Isaiah Jones inside the 40. He's still up. He gets inside the 25. They'll put him down to the 22-yard line.
Jeter standing in his own end zone as he claps his hands and gets the snap. Gives it to Cameron Martin. Martin going to turn on the afterburners. He has one man to beat at midfield. Cameron Martin not going to be caught. McConkey, the quarterback, in trouble, being pressured again. A deep drop. Looking downfield, releases, finds a man, complete inside the 40.
Plenty of room to
Slide
run.
at the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
As I'll tell you, special teams has been terrific. I was just going to say that something special could happen on special teams.
And it did.
And it did.
He has the ball here, and he's looking to throw towards Spokart on the outside. Gets behind the defense. Jump ball. Spokart's got it. What a catch by Spokart.
He's their top receiver. He's lined up to the right. Bratcher rolls back to the right after facing some pressure. Eludes the pressure. Splits two defenders. Pass complete. Turn inside. Touchdown. Bearing down. Lost that football. It's been picked up by the Raptors. The other direction. Reggie Grimes, the state's top recruit.
Earn your career in a year at Laughlin Technical College. The mission of Laughlin Tech is to prepare students for current and emergent high-demand careers through collaboration with community stakeholders. Expanding opportunities and access to training programs will provide a talent pipeline to meet regional workforce demands. From automotive to welding and legal administrative specialists, go to laughlintech.com for information about classes and registration.
We are back and glad you are with us here, folks. It's Friday Night Rivals, the halftime report brought to you by Andy Citron. You can see here the halftime show continues with 4:30 still on the clock. Still a good bit of time, as a matter of fact, here left in this half. And, you know, Jeff, this is something I love. We talk about it every week, is getting an opportunity to watch these bands. They're always so talented. A little bit of showmanship going on here.
Yeah, absolutely. But how about on the field? I mean, we got the Escambia band right here, but Escambia's been showing out on the field as well. Of course, you look at the total yards, and you wouldn't think that it would be this close looking at the score, but looking here, 6 penalties for Gulf Breeze, and that's kind of what's killed them. The 2 turnovers, well, one of them we looked at as a pick 6 for them right there, and then you look at Gulf Breeze offense, hasn't really done the defense for Gulf Breeze much favors at all.
And don't forget, actually, both of those turnovers were pick 6s.
You're correct. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, not just one. So 2 turnovers, both led to points, and that's why we've got the very big lead for the very talented Escambia High School as the band continues with their show. It is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and a really nice show of working together. Both schools spent the week raising money and then made a donation today together. So they didn't do a donation from Gulf Breeze and a donation from Escambia. They did a singular donation. Their goal was $2,400. We never got an official amount, but we did hear the man in charge earlier today told us that they hit that number, or he said they got very, very close.
Yeah, and well, they're also raising money here at the stadium today, as they have buckets and things out here you can donate. But I tell you, it's something like we had said earlier. You know, you look at the young people here, and you talk about cancer, and it's never a good thing, but we probably know somebody that has had it or has it. But when you see such a young person right there get it, it just breaks your heart.
Sure does, every single time, no doubt about that. But a nice gesture for sure, and love to see more than $2,000 get donated to childhood cancer research, and name in honor of the fact that it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So just as the half started, we got an interview from Coach Mike Bennett, and we are hoping, and I feel sure that we will get Clayton Halbecker to get an interview with our coach from Gulf Breeze here coming up. So we're going to try and tackle that right before the beginning of the second half. But at this moment in time, we'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll get rolling here. Stay with us. Well, good evening and welcome back. As you can see, the halftime show continues. We're just a couple of minutes away, though, I believe, from starting the third quarter. And Jeff, obviously it's been all Escambia up to this point. They've got a couple of pick sixes. The offense has looked sharp as it has all year. And I think we have some highlights to show you some of the action from the first half, which was filled with highlights if you're an Escambia fan. Here's A.B. Smith. This was on 3rd and long and completes the pass there to D.T. Gideon.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes it look easy. And once again, you see the accuracy. And right here, looks like he's going to tuck and run, get the defense to bite just enough, and throw it over the top right there. Boy, oh boy, it's just been that kind of night. You see Rylan McCurdy,
it's going to be one of those pick sixes here.
And it's tough to blame that on Rylan McCurdy because he kind of took it from the receiver, but nonetheless, it goes down as a pick for Mr. McCurdy.
No, I agree with you. That one did. The second one was on him. I don't think that one was. It was a terrific run back, which was, again, all Escambia. This is one of those plays where he runs more sideways than forward, but exciting to say the least. And it gave Escambia a great field position, and no doubt it was another opportunity that they scored on. I know that Clayton Habeck has been working hard. We heard from Coach Bennett just as the half started. Now let's cruise down to Clayton once again for the Brownsville Welding Sideline Report, and he's got Bobby Clayton.
Hey guys, down here with Coach Clayton. Obviously not the start you're looking for going in to the second half. Obviously turnovers and penalties a big part of that. I won't take up too much of your time. Main message to your team coming out of the locker room.
Man, compete. Keep fighting. Keep playing. That's all you can do right here. You can either quit or you can keep playing and keep fighting. So we'll find out what they're made of in the second half. Like you said, we can't turn the ball over, and I think every referee's thrown 7 flags out of their pocket, so maybe you guys have called their names a few times. They'll stop doing that.
Best of luck to you, Coach Clayton, in the second half.
Appreciate it.
All right, Clayton, thank you very much. So that's Coach Clayton to Clayton, and then back up to us here as you can see the halftime show continues. Officially on the clock here, under a minute, but I don't quite think we're going to hit that here, obviously, as the band is still on the field. So Coach has been a little fired up all night, not only because his team's not looking real sharp, but I know he's had some frustration with the refs all night.
Yeah, the score definitely doesn't help, but the score also doesn't dictate how this game's really been played for Gulf Breeze. They've shown so many times when they've come out and they've drove the football down the field, and they have a penalty or they throw an interception or something like that. Something unfortunate happens, but hey, it's just a part of it, and Coach Clayton understands they got a long ways to get back in this football game. But I agree with him. You can either quit, pack it up and go home, or you can come out and have a little pride about yourself and your program and get ready for next week.
Yeah, and listen, it becomes one of those deals where you end up making competitions with yourselves, right? You end up saying, all right, it's 0-0, or let's see if we can get a 3 and out. You know what I mean? I think Gulf Breeze probably is aware, highly unlikely they're going to walk out of here with a win tonight. So what else do? You don't quit. That's number one. You play hard every single play, and then you start thinking of other things. For instance, when you played, and for those of you who don't know, Jeff was a quarterback at Northview High School. If you find yourself in a situation like this, might you, if you're Gulf Breeze, say, all right, we're not going to win, but I know I really want to work on this. Let's practice this in a game situation, and then just start working on stuff.
Yeah, I think and it's a lot harder than, well, you should always come out and play hard or whatever. Yeah, it's true. But have you ever been down 34-0 at halftime? It's a different animal. And it's really, if you look at it from a player's perspective for Gulf Breeze, it's more about the pride for yourself and your team coming out, hey, we don't want to get embarrassed. We want to prove to people that, hey, we had a bad half and that's fine. But they got Fort Walton Beach next week.
Yeah.
So they got to go ahead and get ready. They can't just sit here and mope about, we're just going to lose and it is what it is. You've got to find ways to get better, like you said, rolling in to get some momentum for next week.
Exactly. And you only get so many game opportunities. So they're going to work all week to get ready for Fort Walton Beach. But they can use this. This is different. This is now all of a sudden you're not going to win. That's off the table at this point. So this becomes a rarefied opportunity to get better against another team with high stakes, with people here watching. It's on TV, so it really, those are the sorts of games you start to play with yourself, is what else can we get out of this at this point?
Well, don't let a bad Friday night ruin all that you've been working for all season long.
Right. So we're ready to roll here, and Gulf Breeze won the toss at the beginning of the night. They deferred, so they will receive, and they are ready to do that right now as the second half now underway. It's going to be caught at the 2. Still on his feet with lots of room, a fine run back. We've seen several good-looking run backs tonight, and that's going to be all the way out to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, Leonard Brown right there, another good return for the young man.
He's been real good.
And that's been a bright spot for Gulf Breeze, as there's been some holes open.
Yeah. So I do want to once again point out something we talked about earlier, and we brought up quite a few times, is the potential for a running clock. And it's worth pointing out because it seems like it may come up, and if you're not familiar with it, it might surprise you. In high school football, once there is 35-point separation between the two teams, the clock runs. And when I say runs, I'm talking during timeouts. When we go to commercial, the clock won't stop. So if that comes to that, as a handoff up the middle there for Nelson not going anywhere, if it comes to that and we pitch to break with 7 minutes left and we come back with 5 and you're at home thinking, what happened? It's because they're just not going to stop that clock at that point. So it may not come up. It hasn't yet, but currently Escambia is a point away. It's 35 points is when you get there, and it's 34-0 right now.
Well, you see Trevor Nelson right there try to rush the football, gets a couple yards. It's been tough sledding for them, and we talked about it. A few weeks ago, Escambia right here on Friday Night Rivals shut down a really good Crestview running offense and forced them to throw the football, and it's been a little bit of the same tonight.
So McCurdy, they're letting him throw it a lot tonight, and he does it there. Tries to lead his man, does so just a little bit too much, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it looked like Sam Sharp right there. And once again, remember we said before half, we hadn't said Sam Sharp's name, and he's been one of the key guys for him, pretty much even last year. He was kind of like Mr. Johnny on the spot, and it's been one of those nights for the Dolphins so far.
Yep. Talking more about the childhood cancer research tables here, as you said, they've been passing the hat around, trying to raise every nickel they can, and that's awfully cool. We appreciate that. So now 3rd down, and took about 8 as McCurdy's just going to lob one over to Nelson, who cannot quite make the catch. Thought he might be able to stick with that, but no can do, and that'll bring up 4th and long.
Yeah, and that's the same play that McCurdy threw an interception on earlier because he didn't get it up high enough. It was a good job getting just over the top, but Nelson,
should have caught it.
He's got to catch that football.
Should have caught it.
They've got to have something go their way here, and they just kind of come out flat right there.
So it looks like the punting unit is back on the field for Escambia, for Gulf Breeze, and for Escambia, that's a very fine start to the second half. And we know, Jeff, they're not going to let off the gas. We saw Coach Bennett call a timeout with 1:45 to go. That's a terrific punch. Sure was. Fielded now, and it looks like here we go. Not going forward, going backward, but still on his feet, and finally, and then never officially brought down. Never came down. That was most impressive there. So
yeah, DT Gideon there.
Good job by DT, who refused to come down. Well, I always like that when it's just like there's like 10 guys on you, and you're still like, nope, not gonna go down, even though the refs have blown the whistle.
So if you're the punt team there, and you've got the guy wrapped up as a coach, you always get so scared when they blow the whistle and there's like 5 or 6 guys because you just like, please don't slam him down. Please don't slam him down.
Right,
you're going to get a 15-yard penalty.
Right. Whistles are blown. We had a hold on the play. So that'll be assessed, and that's going to put Escambia back now deep in their own territory. It looked like they get some nice field position, but of a return of 0, and in fact going backwards, and then the hold means it's going to be 1st and 10, but all the way back at about the 15-yard line. So Escambia got a ways to go here as A.V. Smith is ready to roll.
Yes, sir.
He's going to throw out wide, and a fine-looking pass and run, and this is going to be a big gain. Still on his feet all the way out to the 42-yard line. Yes, sir. That's DT Gideon, whose name just keeps getting called, Jeff.
You see the Bob Tyler Toyota instant replay. Now, this is something we haven't seen Escambia do a whole lot tonight that we saw him do in the Crestview game a few weeks ago. It was a little screen game. I mean, just simple, nice and easy throws right there. And what they've noticed is Gulf Breeze is going to give them a little room on the outside. They're going to back those corners up and give them that space, and they're just going to take it.
A 26-yard gain and a big start there. An Anderson Subaru 1st and 10. And Smith's going to come back out this way this time. And it's his man again who's got, once again, a ton of yards.
Oh.
That's DT Gideon. They go right, they come left, and he just keeps cruising forward. Another Anderson Subaru 1st and 10.
Yeah, the little turf monster right there got him. Look like the turf monster's about the only one that can slow him down right now. See the Bob Tyler Toyota instant replay. Just like you said, same play, different side right there. And watch him split the blocks. Going down the field, trips himself up. Man, oh man.
Well, when you're running 40 miles an hour, it's hard to keep upright.
I would have no idea about that. So
neither would he. I made the stat up. So it's an Anderson Subaru 1st and 10 now from the 37-yard line. Going to keep it on the ground this time, and that's another big weapon in Frank Pizant, who just keeps barreling forward, picks up about 7.
He is like a wrecking ball.
He is. I mean, he really is. And Escambia, they're just really good. They are a terrific team.
It's just like they when they're determined to do whatever they want to do, they're going to come out and do it, and they're going to impose their will. And I mean, you look at Pizant right there running the football. He is hoping somebody wants to get in his way. He's not one of those backs that tries to go around you. He will try and go through you every time.
So a little play action there. They're going to come out wide, and that's going to pick up a few more.
Blackman right there just leveled 2 Gulf Breeze defenders. Jeez, and they had every angle on him and everything. And he just, speaking of toughness, boy, oh boy, if we can get a replay of that right there, and here it is. Watch this, folks.
This is the great JoJo Blackman, another significant weapon here. Look at him.
And then right there, excuse me.
That's, I mean, Escambia, it's just wherever you look, it's another weapon. You know, it's Gideon, and it's A.V. Smith, and it's Pizant, and it's Blackman. And they're just terrific. Officially now in the Synovus red zone down to the 18-yard line, and it's an Anderson Subaru 1st and 10. A.V.'s going to keep it himself this time, and he'll pick up a few, maybe 2.
A really good decision right there. Good coverage downfield for the Dolphins, forcing A.V. Smith to roll out and to limit his gain right there. Looks like it may be only a yard or 2. Yep, looks like about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah. So 2nd down now from the 17. It's going to be 2nd and about 8, it looks like. Escambia Gators looking really good and trying to keep this hometown crowd happy. I think they're going to do that tonight. The crowds on both sides are just sitting and watching because the writing is most certainly on the wall, but looks like a timeout there as the Gators weren't quite sure they were liking what they were seeing. AV said, hold up, I don't like it, I want to talk about it, and he calls the timeout. So with 9:02 to play, Escambia knocking at the door, trying to get in the end zone once again. Even a field goal at this point would move us to that running clock we keep mentioning.
Yeah, well, you know, next week we talk about Gulf Breeze going to Fort Walton Beach, and now Escambia stays in the district play next week as they go to Milton. And we know Coach Lees has done a really good job with that Milton defense, so boy, that's going to be a clash of 2 great teams.
Yeah, that'll
next
be one to watch for sure. Looking forward to that already.
Of course.
As what's always interesting too is that you know, when you're this good and when you're undefeated, you start to become marked. You know, everybody starts to find out, when are we playing?
They're going to give you their best every week.
Every shot, absolutely. So, yeah, Niceville at Navarre is where we're going to be next week, and I know you're stoked about that one too. That's a great rivalry and 2 really good teams. 2nd down now at 8. So Mr. Smith this time is ready to go. He's got a touchdown.
Nice and easy over the middle right
there. JoJo Blackman, who is into the end zone. Play action to Pizant. Opened him up right over the middle there. And that'll get us to, at this point, 40-0 now as the route is on here at Escambia High School.
You see the play action right there, and Escambia runs play action so well. I mean, those linebackers have to bite. And the reason they have to bite down is because you have Frank Pizant running the football. You can't not honor that man.
No.
He'll run you right over, but you got to pick your poison, and unfortunately it just hadn't gone their way tonight.
Yeah, play action is going to be especially powerful when Pizant's the guy you're faking. Because
well, it don't help when JoJo Blackman's on the other end as well.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's my point. Oh, it looks like a bobbled snap there, so instead he's going to try and turn it into a 2-point conversion. He may have pulled it off, too. He sure did.
Wow.
So everything coming up Escambia at this point. The low snap means we weren't going to get to see that extra point, but instead they turn it into a 2-point conversion, which makes it 42-0 in favor of Escambia. And I am sure that at some point that clock's going to start rolling because we are well past the threshold that would initiate the running clock, as it's been a big night for the Escambia Gators, and they don't seem to be letting up.
Well, speaking of running clocks, how about Crestview up 40-0 right now in the 4th quarter at Tate? Your Catholic Crusaders are up 28-0 in the 3rd quarter for PHS. And Navarre and Pine Forest. Pine Forest starting to slip away a little bit. It's 17-6 Pine Forest right now. And talk about Fort Walton Beach, they're losing right now to Pace 7-3. And Jay is losing right now 33-7 to Escambia Academy.
Gotcha. So a couple of the powerhouses look to keep on rolling. You know?
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of, talking about next week, Niceville's up right now 10-7 in the third quarter on Lincoln, a very, very good Lincoln team from Tallahassee. And Milton, 23-6 over Choctaw.
So there you go.
A little bit of roundup for the area.
I appreciate that. It's always good to get that information now. 42-0 here in favor of Escambia as they are ready to kick that ball off here. It's a boot. Fielded down at the goal line and tripped up at the 21-yard line. So that was Trevor Nelson who gets it back there. And from here on, unless the score is to change, I don't think that clock's going to stop, Jeff.
No, it should not. But I tell you what, if you're Gulf Breeze, I tell you, it would be a huge win for them to get it to stop.
Yeah.
They want it to stop. They don't want to come down, and they don't want to lose like this.
No, and, you know, I don't want to make too big a deal out of it because obviously Escambia looks to be the much better team. But, you know, let's go back to the very beginning of this game when Gulf Breeze won the coin toss and deferred. So Escambia got the ball first. They went 3 and out. Gulf Breeze got it. On their own side of the field, marched down, looked really, really good. It's going to be a handoff. No, McCurdy's going to keep it himself. Sweeps around and maybe picks up 2 or 3. Got it down into the red zone for Escambia, and it was really kind of an interesting start. It was like, oh, hold on, who's this Gulf Breeze team? There was a penalty, I believe it was a hold. Moved them way back and ended the drive, and they've never had a look at the goal line again.
Yeah, ever since then right there, it's been all Escambia.
So it's going to be second down and 5 here as McCurdy tried to keep it himself there and did a fine enough job. Picked up a few. It's going to go to the air this time. And great looking pass there. Really, really nice.
Yeah, Sam Sharp right there. And finally he gets that reception, the big reception. He needed a little too late, but nonetheless they'll take it as it's a Gulf Breeze Dolphin first down.
So, Jeff, one of your duties, of course, every single week is to tell us who you think is the player of the game. And with so many different weapons for Escambia, who you got in mind? Narrowing it down at all?
I don't know. I mean, you can go defensive side of the ball. You know, then again, you can go Frank Peasant.
Peasant's
you could go A.V. Smith. You could go JoJo Blackman. You could go D.T. Gidding. He has a heck of a night tonight. Even Chris Hales had a good night.
Yeah,
it's just really well, I guess we'll have to find out and see how this plays out the rest of the game.
You're right. Yeah, there's still some time to go, so things could change. And not that I would try to influence, because that is your decision. Okay. But and everybody you said just now, I mean, that's the point, is they've got so many weapons. But I do appreciate that you mentioned A.V. Smith, because he's the guy running all of this. But, you know, a lot of times it's the D.T. Gideons, it's the JoJo Blackmans, it's the Peasants who are crossing the line and getting the end zone. But A.V. Smith is just, you can't forget how well he's doing at running this whole thing.
He's the brains of the operation, and he has done a fantastic job tonight.
Yeah, so they've got, could get picked off. It will get picked off.
Oh, my goodness.
A terrific catch. This could be another pick 6. And I think it will be, folks. And that's touchdown Escambia. That's number 6, and that is
Jamal Potter.
Yeah, Jamal Potter. So the third pick 6 of the night, and it just keeps getting better. So let's watch this again.
Looked like it got taken from his receiver again. It bounced off his receiver. Yeah. Oh man, and that's another one right there that looked like that was Carson Hepworth. Well, he knows he should have had it, and that's another one around McCurdy. It's going to go down as an interception in the stat book, but that's 2 that shouldn't be his fault right there, but I don't think Coach cares much.
And I do want to be clear, I'm not positive. Oh, darn it. You know what? Do we have a Bob Tyler replay of that one more time? He may not have gotten in the end zone. It looked like he might have stepped out. And I think they may have marked it back around the 10. So if we can cue that up, I don't know if we can, but if we can,
I don't think Coach Clayton right there wants us to.
You may be right. He may not want to see it.
Here we go.
Let's watch this again. I think he may have stepped out. Just look at this, falls right in his arm. Look at the Gulf Breeze receiver right there, just so sharp.
We're going to follow it. Now there was a guy that tried to tackle him on the sideline, and it looked like he may have been knocked out. Let's see right there. Yep.
Yeah, he's out of bounds. Yeah, so it's not a pick 6.
On the line right there.
Yeah, so it's first and 10.
Good call by the referees right there.
Yeah, they got
on top of it.
Yep. So thank you to our team in the truck. They are always listening, always working, and we sure appreciate that. Queuing that back up so we can get the clarification. And that's going to be first and, I believe it's first and 10, not first and goal.
It looks like it's right on the other side of the 10.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? It is first and goal. As you see, the sticks are down right there, so the yard marker.
So yeah, first and goal right at the 10 in the Synovus red zone. And it's 42-0. Escambia looking to add to that. We thought for a moment they had. Here's one of those classic jet sweeps. A great play to reel that in by Gideon, but he's going to end up losing yards. But that could have gone really bad because he was bobbling that ball.
Yeah, that could have been ugly in a hurry. He should have just ran the ball toward the sideline and trying to cut back. But hey, when you're up 42-0, you can cut back. And coach may be a little upset, and you may talk to him about it after the game, but it's not going to hurt you.
No, not a whole lot going to hurt them at this point. That's for sure. So a big loss on the play for the Gators.
Here we go.
And remember, it's going to be and goal, even though they're all the way back now at the 22. They can't get a first down. They get a touchdown or nothing. High snap, really high
here
snap.
We go.
Getting a little sloppy, and that's going to be recovered by Gulf Breeze. That's a turnover.
Great
a huge
job.
play. Yeah, that's an outstanding
Michael
play.
Sarinsky right there.
Sarinsky was all over that. Just an awesome play on a terrible snap that went way over the head of A.B. Smith.
That's the effort that coach is talking about. You know, come out and play with pride. Look at him right there.
That's a great play.
If he doesn't hustle from the start, he does not get there. A great job by Mr. Sarinsky right there. Great job to get the turnover. Take advantage of some miscues by the Escambia offense right there for the Dolphins.
So what an interesting turn of events. You know, we thought it was a pick six. It turned out to not only not be a pick six, they end up turning it over, and now Gulf Breeze gets a shot. So, you know, I mean, you know, small victories, right? It's 42-0, but I think they'll take them. So McCurdy with the option here. A fine pickup from Mr. Nelson, who's been running the ball all night for Gulf Breeze, and that's Trevor Nelson. So they run the option. That may be the first time tonight we've seen the option.
Yeah, trying to, like you said, trying to come out and work on something, get ready for next week, and try to see if they can find something that works. Because, hey, if you can run it against this Escambia defense, you can run it against anybody in this area, I promise you.
Yeah. So right at midfield now, first down and 10. Going to run this one right up the middle here, and he's got big yardage and still on his feet. That's Nelson again. Another big gain.
Boy, another really good block by Sam Sharp right there on the end. As you saw Nelson put his foot in the ground and cut to the outside. Number 38 right there on the end comes across right there to seal the block and seal the edge, and allows Trevor Nelson to get downfield right there. Really good job by Sam Sharp.
So it's an Anderson Subaru, first and 10, and Gulf Breeze has a couple of them here as they're trying to move the ball down and turn that turnover into some points, and that would feel pretty good, I would think, at this point after the 18-yard gain. They're going to come right back with Nelson, who tries to get out wide, picks up a few.
Yeah, really good job right there by this Gulf Breeze offense. They just got to find a way to put the ball in the end zone. Man, you know, this is kind of what we saw from them early in the game, and they just could never really figure it out how to put it in there before they had their penalty right there. But right here, once again, you've got a good opportunity that you do not want to come out of here with a 0 on the scoreboard. It's pride from here on out.
Another option here. Back to Nelson, who's coming left this time, and picks up a few more. That'll bring up third down and about 3, it looks like.
Yeah, the referee threw his bag on the ground. It looked like a fumble right there for Gulf Breeze, and
it's a turnover.
Is Escambia football.
So the drive is no more. Another turnover for Gulf Breeze. I believe that is their 4th of the night. Here you can see on the Bob Tyler replay. There's the ball comes loose and falls right into his arms.
Really good tackle right there. Putting your face mask on the football is just as form can be right there. And this is unfortunate for this Dolphin squad. Well, if you're a Gator fan, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, this is exactly what you want.
And there you can see, by the way, let's just re-point out that clock, now down to 1:24. It has not stopped since about 8.5 minutes to go, nor will it unless Gulf Breeze is able to shrink the distance between the two teams to under 35 points. And right now it stands obviously at 42. It's going to be a big run for Escambia. That's going to be a 1st and 10. Good looking run there.
We'll get a flag. It's going to be a hold against Escambia, and that's going to negate Gabe Johnson right there, the 5'10 junior. His nice run dragging defenders down the field.
Yeah, so that hold that hole, they'll bring it back. And crew working hard for us there. Clock keeps ticking.
Well, a lot of laundry on the field tonight.
Big time.
A lot.
And you know, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like it always happens on big plays. I mean,
Always.
It seems like we've had a lot of big plays called back tonight.
There's the Gulf Breeze Dolphin. Hadn't had much to cheer about tonight, but nonetheless, hey, you're a Dolphin here on the Gulf Coast.
And as you pointed out on numerous occasions, our sideline reporter, Clayton Habecker, a former mascot, so he knows that game pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
So first and long after the penalty, nothing doing, and that will be the final play of quarter number 3. It has been all Escambia as the quarter is now officially over, 42-0 after one touchdown and a 2-point conversion in this quarter. They came into the third up 34-0 and just keep pouring it on. It's Friday Night Rivals, and we are glad you are with us, folks. Stay tuned for quarter number 4. We're live, we're back, it's Friday Night Rival, and of course, don't forget, if you're watching us, you are clearly a big high school football fan. Well, we've got good news for you, because it's Friday night, and we've got Prep Football Final on tonight at 11 o'clock, following Channel 3 News at 10. So, Prep Football Final with Dan Shugart and Steve Nissom serving as, of course, your hosts. But crews up and down the Gulf Coast work so hard every Friday night to get all those highlights. And one of my favorite things to do after doing these Friday Night Rivals games is go home and watch Prep Football Final, Jeff, to see some of the other action. And I know there's some big games tonight.
Oh, yeah. They do such a great job. And any questions, of course, you know, we talk about these games. We don't get to see the highlights. And, boy, they do a great job getting the highlights right there and catching you up on all things high school football in our area.
Third down and long now, and I will say, I worked at Channel 3 for a long time. I'd been there on plenty of Friday nights when they're putting that show together, and I really can't overstate it how hard everybody has to work. It is extremely difficult to show highlights. First of all, to get crews to that many games, get all of that back in-house, get all of that edited, put together the scripts for each and every one of those games. It is really, really a huge effort, and it's great every week. It's just an awesome show to watch if you like high school football. So kudos to Danny Shugart, of course, Steve Nissom, and everybody else who's working so hard on that, and hopefully you'll catch it tonight at 11 o'clock following Channel 3 News.
I've been watching Prep Football Final ever since I was little. I mean, and so to watch it when I was like in middle school and things like that, and then to go watch it when I was in high school playing and things like that.
See
to watch
highlights
of sometimes not good. But, you know, just it's crazy to look at it now. I've been watching it forever, and I still watch it. I tape it, and I just rewatch it, and it's just so fun. And, man, they, like I said, they do a really good job, and I just can't imagine the time and effort that goes into it every single week.
That's the deal. It is a tough show to put together. Maybe the toughest show to put together at Channel 3, but I can hear Dan Shugart right now saying, maybe?
Yeah, we're talking about one game where we're at, and you see the work that goes in to get Friday Night Rivals on the air for you guys, and it is a crew. I mean, you got to bring the house when you do this right here, so I can imagine having all the games covered.
So that was a 4th and long, and Escambia forced to punt. The reception there was bobbled, but that's okay. Didn't end up costing them, and so Gulf Breeze will take over. That was Caleb Jackson who caught that and dropped it for a sec, but again didn't get burnt by it as the clock keeps on ticking. So now we're into the 4th quarter. I asked you a little while ago about who you may have in mind for player of the game. Again, lots of options. I won't be surprised if we don't get any more big highlights. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's just a matter of running the clock at this point. So no, don't name it yet. But you honing in?
Yeah, I think I know who I'm going to go with, and it's
now
not going to.
I'm ineligible.
Yeah, well, you're like the player of the year, I thought.
Yeah, agree. But you can still do it week to week.
Yeah, well, we got Dr. Dre on stats over here.
Yeah, Dre sitting to my immediate left. Whenever you hear me say things like, that's a 41-yard gain from DT Gideon or whomever, it's because Dre is writing on a big whiteboard right next to me to tell me what that is. So.
There he is.
Yeah. Oh, Dre, you're on TV, Dre?
He's busy,
no,
okay?
I don't want him on TV. Get me on TV. Move. Where's the camera? I just can't help myself. I'm such a ball hog.
And that's what we have to work with,
all right.
folks.
McCurdy going long here. Oh, just overthrows him, but looks like we're going to get a pass interference call.
Yeah, Cole Hartley right there. Of course, you know, once we reference Julian Edelman, it's just they kind of had him off the radar. See the play earlier right there.
That's great. How do you say it? Like that's what we're expecting. And there you can see a play earlier. That was awesome. Now you'll notice that play was from the second quarter. Oh man, that was great. That was great.
They got me on the truck there.
Very funny how you tried to act like it was all part of it.
Oh, man, no. Part of it's just being an actor.
McCurdy, after the pass interference, good position here for Gulf Breeze. A little overthrown there. We're down to 7.5 minutes to go. And, you know, I'd love to see Gulf Breeze get in the end zone here, Jeff.
I really would, too. I think it would mean a lot, you know, to the players in general. And people are thinking like, oh, yeah, 42-7. Yeah, big difference. It may not mean much to you, but to those players out there. Right. The shutout thing is a big deal when you're talking about football teams.
Yeah. So Gulf Breeze has a decent opportunity, one of their best we've seen in a while here, as McCurdy swings it out wide. Doesn't look like too much gain there by Devin Baldwin, who's been coming up a lot tonight. He's a real good player.
Yeah, Devin Baldwin, I mean, that's a young man right there that I feel is going to continue to have a good year. He's had a good year for him so far. And this Gulf Breeze team, I think, is going to be okay. I mean, keep in mind, they have played a really, really tough schedule. And keep in mind of how many people they lost last year. And we know that Coach talked about it, hey, we don't rebuild. We talk about reloading.
Right.
And that's really hard to do when you're playing at this level. I mean, you're talking about 6A football, you know. And
no breathing room. As you said, maybe the toughest schedule on the Gulf Coast is Gulf Breeze's. Third down now and 8. McCurdy buys himself some time, but not able to throw it. Just great downfield coverage from Escambia. And that's going to bring up 4th down and long.
Yeah, another coverage sack by the Gator defense right there. And once again, they're up 42-0. They're still playing hard out there, but just tough sled for Gulf Breeze. Just can't seem to find a break right there to get in the end zone. And obviously, they're going to go for it right here on 4th down.
Yep, they sure are. And 4th and long, too. 4th and 11, as a matter of fact. You can see that clock just, boy, I tell you, the running clock makes a difference, doesn't it? It's nearly over at this point. It's crazy how quick that goes. So 4th and long, Gulf Breeze will go for it. Going to hand it off to Nelson up the middle, and he picks up a few, but I think he's going to come up just short.
Yeah, and you see right there, just they have had no success in the passing game for Gulf Breeze. And man, oh man, you know, you just look at it as they run the football on 4th down, but that's kind of the only success they've been able to have tonight.
And the clock has stopped. It looks like, you know,
water break.
Yeah, I guess that's the one time is when they do a water break. They are gonna stop it. It looks like. So we're gonna keep it right here though, and I don't know. We've got the Comfort Dental Smile Cam, perhaps. You know, I don't have to cue it up. I know that's a big ask, just in case the graphic isn't ready. But nonetheless, we can see some folks in the crowd. Jeff, there we go. Look at that.
There you go.
Comfort Dental Smile Cam, right on cue. Nice job again to the crew, and I tell you, it's been a pretty tame.
That tells you all right there.
Seriously, yeah, that's Gulf Breeze. But honestly, even the Escambia side has looked like that because you know it's yes, dude is all in. Oh, look at that! Now they're all having a good time.
They're shy.
You're on TV.
Everybody's ready to dance until the camera comes on.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good. Good. Have you picked out your Halloween costume yet?
I was actually going as Christian Garmin.
Again?
Yeah. 3rd year in a row.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Boy, that is a big man running the football right there. Look at that. Looks like Jerome Bettis. Goodness gracious.
The bus is back. That's
DeCoveney Shine right there.
Thank you very much.
It's a sophomore, by the way.
The future is bright for DeCoveney Shine.
Man, goal line back right there.
Yeah.
Make 11.
5'9", 225, like you said. Big boy. 2nd down now and about 8.
That's not somebody I want to be trying to hit when I'm down 42-0 in the fourth quarter and I'm exhausted.
Exactly. I wouldn't want to do that in the first quarter. I have tons of energy. That also sounds miserable. They come right back up the middle. Another gain of a couple, maybe.
Yeah, I believe it's Gabe Johnson on the carry right there for the Gators.
So, at the end of the game here, I will go down and do a quick interview with Coach Bennett, the winning coach, and we'll talk about what he sees tonight. So, Jeff, I will ask you anything specifically you want me to key in on with Coach Bennett for something they'll air later on Prep Football Final?
No, I really think for Escambia, I'd be interested to see what he thinks about this team compared to teams in the past, because Escambia's had a lot of talent in the past few years, but this year it just seems like everything is clicking. Like, there'd always be some kind of hiccups here and there.
Sure.
Some bright spots, but then they kind of go back a little bit. It seems like this is a complete Escambia team, from special teams to offense to defense, everything. They just look like they've got the men out there to do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's just when you're playing them, there's just nowhere to turn where you think, okay, that's our break, that's our spot. It's just.
Where do you attack this team and call it a weakness? Every team tends to have a weakness. You look at even Alabama's. People are saying, oh, well, their defense isn't as good as it's been. You look at Clemson. Oh, well, Trevor Lawrence isn't as good. You can attack them there. You put some pressure on them. If you look at Escambia's defense and you look at Escambia's offense, what do you want? Which one are you going after? Like, they're so talented everywhere you look, and they got depth, and that's the key this year.
Yep. So a stop there from the Gulf Breeze D, and a fine punt. Gets a great bounce too, and that'll just keep trickling down to about the 35-yard line is where it'll roll dead, as that clock will not roll dead. It'll just keep on cruising here. And we're getting close to wrapping things up, as it's been a quieter second half, but of course that's a direct result of the fact that the clock's not stopping, and it's been all Escambia. It was 34-0 at the half. And early on in the third quarter, the Gators got in the end zone, trying to kick the extra point. They bobbled the snap, ended up picking it up and running it in. So ended up getting a 2-point conversion when they weren't even trying. It just, everything's coming up their way, and that's what's landed us here at 42-0.
Yeah, no, we talk about, as you see, it's Anderson Subaru first and 10 right there. We talk about Escambia being a talented team, and I think when you look at things as a whole, when we talk about A.V. Smith, a quarterback rating of 100 coming into this game, 128.6. That's unheard of for a high school quarterback.
Right.
And we talk about he's thrown 7 touchdowns before tonight and 1 interception. Well, he hasn't thrown an interception tonight.
Yeah.
And he's had a lot of success in the air.
Yeah.
And you just look at, when you look at his stats, he only has 550 yards coming in tonight. And you think, well, yeah, if their passing attack's so good, then why doesn't he have more? This is a balanced offense.
McCurdy going to go deep. No catch, no flag, and the clock keeps rolling. Go ahead.
But it's because this offense is so balanced, and A.V. Smith does such a good job of making sure guys are in the right spots, doing the right things. And I think more of his leadership is the most important thing, more than anything else for him. He's a talented player, and I feel like he's going somewhere special to play on Saturdays, and it would never surprise me. I know it's a big jump, and it's a lot of things have to happen. It wouldn't surprise me to see him on Sundays either. He's just that he has the mind for it, and I think that the maturity. You can have all the talent in the world. What are you going to do when you're backed up against a wall? And there's nobody I feel like in this area that I would rather have than A.V. Smith, because of how calm he is in pressure situations. And I think that goes a lot to their coaching staff. That goes a lot to the way the players surround him and they buy into him. And it's just something that he's a very special player that we don't normally get to see down here, in the Pensacola area a whole lot. We have some top-notch talent,
more
no
than
doubt.
Most, yeah.
But I think his maturity is the thing that really sells me, and that's why I just think that young man, the sky is the limit for him.
Well, that's great to hear. Hopefully it all works out that way, because he's been awesome, and we've been lucky enough to have 2 Escambia games, so it's been a real treat to see him after a big play there, and a fine-looking play for Gulf Breeze as they roll things along, make a big gain, so that's good. But it's been nice watching Escambia a couple of times, especially because they are looking so good, and if they end up factoring in a big way in the postseason, it will have been nice to give the opportunity for people here on the Gulf Coast to see this team up close on television. I don't know that up close on television made sense.
Cole Hartley right there once again. And here's the thing. So we talk about Escambia a lot, and they've shown out. But you look at Gulf Breeze, and don't worry about Gulf Breeze. They're going to go back to the drawing board. They're going to go back and look at a lot of things. They're going to learn a lot. Now, this is, like we said, one of probably the best teams in the area. So, yeah, you came out here and it's 42-0 right now, barring something else happening. It's going to stay this way. But if you're a coach, you just got to go back and say, hey, look, that's behind us. You know the old 24-hour rule where if you make you have a big win or a big loss, you got 24 hours to reflect on it. Once the 24 hours is over, forget about it. Move on to the next one. And I feel like Coach Clayton is a fantastic coach. He's got a really, really good program down there, got a lot of support, and they're going to come back from this. And like we said, they play one of the toughest schedules in the area, and it's no excuse for them. But I'm not worried about Gulf Breeze. This is not 42-0 is not the type of Gulf Breeze team we're going to see the rest of the year. I can assure you that.
Yep. And you learn from this stuff. And, again, they lost 25 players. You know what I mean? It's
tough.
Yeah.
I mean, you just in 6A football, you just can't recover like super quick. If you do, I mean, hats off to you, but it just doesn't happen very often.
No, it's rare. So what you gonna do? It's incomplete, but that will not stop the clock, of course, as you know by now. We've been talking about the running clock all night.
Well, one of the other things, too, is you talk about playing 6A football. You're probably playing one of the best districts in the state of Florida, too, when you look at it.
Yeah. So we have an injury. That will stop the clock.
Looks like Devin Baldwin right there.
Yeah.
Sure hope he's all right.
Yep. Could be a cramp, as you can see there.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yep. Whew. Man, is there anything worse? We've all been there, and it hurts so bad.
It just... And the thing is you never... Sometimes you can kind of feel it coming, but playing football, you're just running and it locks up, and it feels like it's the end of the world for you.
But you're right. Like, when you're laying in bed and you feel it coming, and it's like, oh, no, please no. Yeah. And then it just grabs. Oh,
but when you saw Baldwin right there grabbing his face mask and just kind of gritting, you just can imagine how bad it is. And that young man... He's had a really good night regardless of the score right here, and he is a fantastic player for these Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins got several good players.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, McCurdy's not had a bad night either.
No.
I mean, he's got a couple of pick sixes against. One was on him. The other one I don't think was. And honestly, even the other interception started in the receiver's hands first. So
two of them have been stolen from the receiver.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to look like a worse night than it has been for him.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, McCurdy from the first game to now, and he was good in the first game. Not great. I feel like he has grown a lot. Talk about maturity.
I agree.
That young man has had he's definitely grown since we saw him.
Well, and I think that speaking of there's Coach now, I think that Coach agrees, because we remember in that first game, he didn't get the opportunities that he's gotten tonight. You know what I mean? There's more trust in his arm tonight than what we saw in week one.
Yeah, it's... week one, they relied on Trevor Nelson a lot, and McCurdy threw it every once in a while. Tonight, they came out throwing. I mean, and they tried to make a statement throwing the football, and they had success.
Yeah.
And it's just one thing that I feel like Coach is going to go back, and he's going to continue to rely on McCurdy a lot because he's shown a lot of bright spots. 2 of the 3 interceptions really were not his fault, but it doesn't matter. You still got to come out and find a way to really try to keep that balanced offense, because Escambia has pretty much, for the most part, shut down Trevor Nelson.
Yep. So the clock did stop there. I believe there was a timeout on the field. Now 10 seconds remain, and this may very well be the last play of the game. And they're going to throw to the end zone. A couple of players hit helmets there, it looked like. Everybody gets up, though, and that will, in fact, be the last play of the game. And it's a big win for the Escambia Gators here at home, who now move to 4-0, and I would say have firmly, Jeff, established themselves as one of, if not the, premier teams here on the Gulf Coast.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, they come out and make another statement. Of course, last time we had them against Crestview, they shut out Crestview, and it's just, this Escambia team is tough, folks, and if you got to play them, hey, good luck. I mean, because you got to bring your A game, because they're going to bring their A game, and like we said, Gulf Breeze, you just got a tough schedule, and it's tough sledding right now. You have so much talent on that Dolphins roster. This Gulf Breeze team, you look at the score, 42-0, whatever. This is not a 42-0 Gulf Breeze squad. We just got to remember that, and I say that not to try to, I guess make them feel better, because nobody cares about that. But I'm serious. Stay with this Dolphin squad, especially this year and next year. Boy, they're going to be good.
I appreciate you saying that, and I don't disagree. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, but still to come, of course, the trophy presentation. So stay with us for that as we'll hand it over to the Gators of Escambia. We are back live. The game is over. A big win for the Escambia Gators, 42-0. And oh, look at them doing a little Rockette situation here as they celebrate on the sidelines.
Well, if you win 42-0, you can do what you want.
You can do what you want. So let's take a look at some of the stats from the second half. And really, they just kind of picked up where the first half left off. You know, it was penalties and turnovers. There's a big problem for Gulf Breeze all night. They had 2 more turnovers in the second half, and you can see Escambia had 1. Passing yards, Escambia was 72 in the second half. And Gulf Breeze did outrush Escambia. They'll take that, I guess. And penalties. Now listen, that's good news for Gulf Breeze. Remember, they got heavily penalized in the first half, none in the second half. Those are the sorts of small victories, Jeff, that you and I talked about.
Yeah, and they're going to go back like Coach Clayton. He was a little upset about some of the penalties called earlier, but hey, they were called and they cleaned it up in the second half. So who knows if some of those penalties, especially that penalty on that first opening drive right there, maybe if it wouldn't have happened, maybe this game would have turned out a little bit different. But hey, you know, a lot of what ifs.
Yeah, right, exactly. If these 13 things didn't happen, there you can see Coach Bennett still talking to his squad. Of course, we're going to have the trophy presentation here coming up in just a moment. It'll be the second time in 3 weeks that Clayton Hobecker has handed over our Friday Night Rivals trophy to Coach Bennett and his squad, and they have yet to lose. They moved to 4-0. And, you know, so I've asked you a few times this evening, Jeff, if you could tell us who the player of the game is. There is no shortage of choices for Escambia, so where did you end up?
Well, I think it's no surprise, but it could have been a lot of people. A.V. Smith has got to be my player of the game, and
quarterback A.V. Smith.
You know, just you look at it, and he's not real flashy with the way he plays. You know, you just look at the accuracy. I go back to the accuracy with him, and look how he sells fakes here, and just the little things that do so much that open up things for other guys right there.
Extremely graceful too. You know what I mean? Like, it never seems like he's putting much effort into this, and it just keeps looking smooth and great.
He never tries to do too much.
Yeah.
And I think that feeds off the way the rest of the Gator players. And it doesn't hurt when you have guys like D.T. Gideon and Chris Hale and JoJo Blackman and Frank Pizan and anybody else that put on that uniform that played offense tonight for him.
So congratulations to A.V. Smith, who was terrific. He is a terrific player. And I will tell you, we could have picked a lot of folks. That's who I was hoping you'd pick, because I'm just so impressed with the young man. Although P-Sant is not to be overlooked, man. That guy's incredible. You just about can't bring him down. But the way A.V. Smith just runs things and keeps it all together when he's got so many great options, which, of course, does help. But I'm glad to hear he's the player of the game tonight.
Middle Tennessee State has a really, really good player right there. Whatever they decide to do with him, he can do it all.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like the Gators are making their way down to Clayton Hobecker. I'm not sure whether Coach Bennett is there yet or not, but
he's making his way in there.
Is he in there now?
There he is.
All right. Well, then you know what? I guess Clayton is ready to go. So let's send it down to Clayton Hobecker for our final Brownsville Welding sideline report.
Hey guys, down here with Coach Bennett, another dominating performance here tonight. Tell me what you're learning about this team going forward throughout the season.
Well, I just hope we keep getting better and better as it goes on, and there's a lot that we can do better. But you know, it's a great win tonight, and you know, we're just kind of heavy hearts. One of our coaches is in the hospital right now, but with Coach Davis, and we're thinking about him every single play and every time we come out, and you know, we just pray that he gets better and we get him back with us.
Absolutely. Congratulations. You guys moved to 4-0, and you're 2-0 with us on Friday Night Rivals. I will hand this to you.
Coach Bennett's sentiments there. You can see he mentioned what Clayton talked about on the top there with Coach Davis, and we will sign off here by telling you that next week we've got a real doozy. We're heading back to Navarre, which is always a great venue. We were there week 1. We love going over there in South Santa Rosa County, and Niceville from Okaloosa County is coming over to play them. So I know, Jeff, you're looking forward to that one. Should be a great game next Friday night.
Friday Night Rivals, and boy, it just doesn't get any bigger than Niceville and Navarre right there. It's going to be exciting, and boy, it's just going to be electric.
So we're pumped. Hopefully you are too. We certainly do. Thank you so much for watching us tonight. And don't forget, Channel 3 News comes up here in 28 minutes. Channel 3 News at 10. It's an hour-long broadcast, followed by the great Dan Shugart and Steve Nissen for Prep Football Finals. We'll have highlights from this game and so many others up and down the coast. Until next week, I'm Christian Garman for Jeff Price, Clayton Hobecker, and the entire Friday Night Rivals crew. We're glad you're with us. Have a great week.